Those of you who have been to my lair and lived to tell the tale have met my dog. Those of you who had shared late nights on the bushes with me have heard me sign off with mention of him, waiting to be taken out one more time before bed. The rest of you are about to meet him now. Tall Spike is a cream-colored, honey 8-pound Pomeranian, a great big guard dog, and a convenient portable package. His mortal nemesis is the UPS truck, which he drives away with a barrage of ferocious barking. Although he takes offense at any vaguely Autobot-shaped thing that passes his field of vision outside the window. I've tried to explain to him, to no avail, that there's no such thing as a Stunticon as well, but they're on our side. At 11 years of age, at the time of this writing, he's active, alert, affectionate, and enthusiastic about life. I have long been struck by a poignant phenomenon when we walk. Should we spot another dog across the field across the street, or peering out from a fenced yard, Tall Spike will strain at his leash, his every other thought forgotten, his entire attention focused toward getting over there, and meeting that other dog. If the other one seems friendly, and the parent is willing, I try to let them meet up. I know, after all, it feels like. The realization that over there, just beyond reach, embodied by a tantalized shape, is one of your kind. The desperation to get back to where you truly belong. Yes, this is a cute story, but Beast Planet is under attack. Yes, Megatron has taken over Cybertron and left it barren. The Maximals have been captured. It is glorious day.
Yes, the Maximals. Yes.
Let me continue with a story. No matter how good Tall Spike is, no matter how cherished and included and indulged he is the veneer of the daily life vanishes the instant when the realization that over there is someone of my kind, and that is where I should be. I have experienced it myself. Upon seeing predators in action on nature documentaries, lone hunters in the wild places, reptilian or canine or feline, the distinction doesn't seem important. A memory of heat and silence in a streaming forest or a scorching wasteland. A yearning for some home I never knew. A drive that calls me back to the jungle. Something where the continents were positioned differently than they are today. The stranger in a strange land syndrome in the human world. The acute sense of walking on enemy ground. Going through the motions. Having, through constant repetition, numbered myself almost, but not quite, to the horrifying alienness of it all. The unlikely shadow of a hope that somewhere out there is my kind after all. I felt it when I first saw the Decepticons in the cartoon. The immediate sense of kinship. Ah, Raksha, you're a little cracked, but we still love you. Yes. The Maximals and the Predacons on Cybertron. The Tripredix Council crushed. Dragon Megatron from outer space-time. Destroy everything. It is a glorious day for the Decepticons. We should celebrate it. For eons to come. Ruff, 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 ruff.
Yes. It will be glorious. The machine wars are over. As far as we know, anyway. I never liked the Beast Wars. Can we get back to the story?
I felt it when I first saw the Decepticons in the cartoon. The immediate sense of kinship. The incredulous excitement of having come up with my kind. The long-lost friends and family. That's what I mean when I say that I have been a Decepticon since before I ever knew who they were. I mean, my personal worldview and philosophies, my individual evaluation of right and wrong, good and evil, admirable and detestable, has been concurrent with the Decepticon mindset all along. Believe it or not, my favorite color was purple, well before I had ever been aware of the transform. It was only inevitable, then, that I should consider myself almost immediately part of the team. There's a problem with all this, of course. The Decepticons are fictional beings. Unfortunate as that may be, there's a strength in them as well, a great advantage. I'm an individual who almost inadvertently prefers the fantasy to the reality, who likes to recall having been there, but doesn't necessarily enjoy the travel when it's happening. We found the wisdom in Mr. Spock's words, that having is not so pleasing a thing as wanting. How quickly the perfect fantasy is spoiled by the reality, the little everyday hassles and problems, the major and minor inconveniences of living. How easily one finds drawbacks to the perfect job, the perfect home, the perfect idea, the exciting creative vision, runs aground against the most trivial of practical constraints. But Beast Wars was only 3 years Terran time, Yes. Now, beast machines, who knows how long a time that was, created a multiverse, you might say. Or at least, shattered one. Yes. Decepticons are kind of evil. Yes. Yeah. No respect for my own mother. Alright, back to the story. One works with what one has, of course, and perseveres, but nonetheless builds something of lasting value. But it's the unattainable fantasy that drives that reality, that eternal sense of dissatisfaction between what is and what should be. Those who haven't allowed themselves to be totally beaten down by the demands of conformity spend a great deal of their time trying to make the reality match the vision. Take the fantasy of the one perfect, unflawed issue of Comic Quest. I have never achieved it, but without the fantasy in mind, I wouldn't continue to try. Tall Spike, after he had greeted the dog across the street, draws back as though not knowing what to say further, and how to respond from there, back to his real world, and back to me. The fantasy of a faraway time and place is surely more pleasing than actually living it, with all of the dangers and discomforts. The fantasy of the perfect friend, family, teammates is surely more compelling than the ones you let down. What a shame it would be, after all, to see the Decepticons sullied by reality. So in closing out the theme for the last 2 issues, what if the Decepticons were real? I would concede that it may not be such a bad thing in the end, to contend oneself with the fantasy. Besides, it is not we that have a choice in this one.
Raksha, the plumed serpent. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, that didn't last long. How many cycles has it been? 3? Might as well be 27. Maybe it is someone else. This place is a mess. Daughter, you must clean the place. Daughter, mother. Mother, daughter. I'm confused. Time warps and all that stuff. Yes, 27 years. Yeah? The beast machines were defeated about 25 of those years ago. It was rather quick. They failed. Should I tell you another story about how that happened? Yeah. Well, I'm going to anyway. I figured you were. This isn't even a bookend. We're just here to listen to you ramble and then get on with the story, I take it. This place for sale or something? This is your lair? No, it's not for sale. It's a ship. A Robotech ship. The Echelon. Yes. I will tell you another story. Goes a long way back. I never completed the other story. All that beast machine stuff happened, and then car robots, and several of the universes sprang to life, like Armada and the Unicron Saga. Beast Wars Neo and Beast Wars 2. But we're not going to go there. I'm going to read you a story. From the time of Beasties, just to set the mood, if you don't mind. And even if you do, tough. Yes, mother-daughter, you would probably ramble on incessantly if you had the chance. But here we are, 27 years later, after the great wars were finally over, and the defeat of the Predacons, yes, that's it, the Predacons, by the Maximals, who discovered their techno-organic bodies. Yes. Timeline doesn't quite match up, but don't worry about it. Long ago, I didn't quite remember where or under what circumstances, I discovered something most curious. If I looked at a photo of a robot with a neutral or somewhat stern expression, and I myself adopted a friendly smile, the person in the photo would suddenly look much friendlier. By contrast, if I took an angry expression and scowled, the photo would suddenly look mean. Try it sometime. My computer desktop wallpaper consists of a picture of Megs. It's kind of like Megatron, but out of time. Yeah. Also, they've named one of the Maximal bots after my dog. My, dog. Yes. I hope I don't encounter Spike Knight or whatever the hell his name is anytime soon. Anyway, let me go on about this. Alright, yeah. Yeah. The computer desktop wallpaper, yes, the picture of Megs. It's a retouched version of what has become my favorite picture of him, out of the Japanese first season sticker book. A picture that conveys all of his strengths and characters, conviction of purpose, determination, directness, and, let's face it, overwhelming physical attractiveness. Playing with a scan of that picture in my graphics program, I ended up, quite by accident, solarizing the image so that it became a sort of photographic negative in black and white, which immediately put me in mind of a night scene. Building on that concept further, I added some faint colors and replaced the background with a starry night sky, complete with a comet and spiral galaxy in the distance, which took an intricate amount of time to get right, in proportion to the tiny percentage of the image they actually take up. Then I added color to the eyes, and that part had to be absolutely perfect. So it again took up a fair amount of time. I filled in the outlines with a brilliant red fill, with a trace of yellow at the bottom for a true fiery effect, and then lightly airbrushed around the borders to create the eyes glowing in the darkness look. I remained pleased enough with the results that I put up a somewhat lower quality version on my webpage. Back in the 1990s, this story is really old. In any case, this is the image that greets me whenever I power up my computer. And I've discovered something. When I've had a good day, when I'm pleased with the world and feeling happy and triumphant or simply relaxed and content, Megs, or rather Megatron, back in the day, the stern expression seems to just about ready me to curve over into a smile. There's something humorously conspiratorial glittering in the lights of those eyes, as though he and I share a marvelous secret that the rest of the world simply isn't in on. You've already guessed the flip side, I'm sure. When I'm stressed, upset, and angry and frustrated, and disgusted with myself to not being more efficient, motivated, organized, or level-headed, Megs' expression borders on disapproval. Or disappointment, at the very least. As though saying, come on, you can do better than that. You're a Decepticon! I thought more highly of you. Let that sound totally callous. I'll add that when I'm extremely upset, when I feel let down by my friends and bashed at every turn by random strengths, Megs just looked sad. Like he wanted to help, but couldn't. Perhaps that's what's going on when people accept the given label of heroic Autobot and evil Decepticon without question, and then view everything they see thereafter from the perspective of that mindset. From that viewpoint, witnessing Decepticon interactions that are anything but evil will either be interpreted as something else. Soundwave doesn't really feel friendship toward Megs, he's just grubbing for power or making nice to the leader. Or they won't be registered at all. Waspinator has concern for the safety of his comrades in Better Mousetrap, where it's quite an interesting phenomenon. Furthermore, people are unlikely to realize that they're caught up in it. Maybe if they did try the picture trick, they'd begin to see the point. Maybe, for that reason, I don't like the grotesque expressions, a lot of the Beast Wars toys, either. I like the fact that most of the old toys had very neutral expressions. Lots of them. If you look at those closely, look quite noble and detached, in a Greek-style sort of way. And that's easy to imagine, changing their expression into either a friendly or unfriendly one, depending on your current preference. With the Beast Wars toys that all have leering mouths and bared teeth, it's hard even with the most determined cheerfulness to visualize them as any other way. Oh, they're not all like this, to be sure. I looked closely at my Tarantulas toy once and noticed that he had a very kind and jovial expression.
It's very faint and barely detectable unless you look closely, but it's there. Or maybe it isn't there. Maybe it's just my own affection for the character that's mirroring itself to me. I don't even want to imagine what a die-hard Autobot fan would see. It is, once and again, all a matter of perspective. The end.
Oh shit. Intruders!
After all these years of searching the galaxy, the Echelon is mine.
And a fan stole it, no less.
You're not Megatron, you're Night Megs. You're a time-trapped Megatron, kind of. Where is your Autobot do-goody-goody doppelganger? He's around here somewhere. And no, this ship is not yours. This ship belongs to Raksha. Mother, daughter, daughter, mother.
You fembots are insane. Well, perhaps you would be useful. I plan to conquer the universe. How would you like to join me?
Well, since the multiverse is completely screwy, and you're the only current Megatron around, I guess I'll have to fixate on you for no apparent reason and follow you implicitly, because you're one of the Megatrons. Okay. However, the ship is still mine. My ship. She's a Transformers fan hoarder. What is all this crap? Ugh.
I don't know. I think it's cool. Is that the head of Predaking over there? Oh, shit.
Yes, I have many things here. I have Starscream's cape from the incident where Galvatron blew him away, and I have Iron Man's suit, and I have Wheelie's corpse, and I have Spike's exosuit, and all kinds of things, and a giant plate from the humans displaying a sort of pseudo Autobot Dodge Charger thing, just for fun. And I have other. Yes, I hope you like the collection. Yes, yes, and I have pieces of some of my other, associates as well. Arms, legs, all kinds of stuff. You should see what's in the back in the storeroom. Yes.
You bonkers femmes, I want you to clean this place up. This was the bridge of a starship. We need to get it flying again. Yes. For now, it will remain your ship. But I will be the commander. Understand?
Well, yes, of course, Night Megs. I've never wanted to be in charge. I'm similar to Night Racer over there. Mercenary, daughter, ancestor, and descendant. It's very confusing. You see, there was a lot of time warps going on. By the way, where are we now? Is it 2026 or 2408? And neither. I know it's several years after the Beast Wars, Beast Planet thing. It's got to be like almost 30 years after the Beast stuff, right? Yeah. Technically, Beast Machine's story ended in 2001, so this would be 25 years later, roughly. Because 2001 equates to 2401, roughly. Yes. But it's time warp, so it's also 2026, and we can go back and forth into time warps. But we shouldn't do that, because that's silly. Yes, it would interfere with timeline. We have to stay in our time. Yes. Let's not convolute this. This is just the beginning. Yes, an alliance between the remaining Predacons and the remaining Decepticons and the Maxis Carta. Once more. Yes. It shall be glorious. And of course, the Decepticons. The name Decepticon shall return. Yes, it shall. Yes, it shall. You're a little cracked, mother-daughter. I mean that my personal worldview and philosophies and my individual evaluation of right and wrong, good and evil, admirable and detestable, have been concurrent with the Decepticon mindset all along. Believe it or not, my favorite color was purple, well before I'd ever met or heard of the Transformers. Girls, I intend to enter the CR chamber. And then I will listen to some music or something. However, I do not wish to actually listen to music because, it might get flagged on YouTube. Haha. Breaking the fourth wall already? Very well. Proceed. Yes, she does that. She's a Terran. She comes from that other universe. How she got here, I don't know. Then again, I don't know how I got here. I'm the daughter of Springer and Arcee from that other timeline. Huh.
I do not care where we came from.
What? Who goes there?
Greetings from Nightspike, Miss Nightshade.
You cannot be real. I must be having a dream.
No, I'm real. You may scan me if you like.
Oh God, you are real. What do you want from me?
Nightspike will explain at the meeting. You must come with me, Miss Nightshade.
Not without getting properly attired, I'm not. Now don't you look, or I'll rip out your optics and tap dance on them.
Commander Firak warned me about your voice changes and sense of humor. I didn't believe him until now. That Firak? One and the same. Now get ready. I'll wait for you on the other side. Some impression I'll give him. Very interesting, Miss Nightshade.
Thanks. It took me 3 years to do all these characters. Sorry about the outfit.
Doesn't matter. You don't need to wear an exosuit at the meeting anyway.
You wouldn't say that if you ever read my stories.
Oh.
Never mind, I'm being silly. Chances of any of my characters coming to life is probably slim. Let us go, eh?
After you.
Gee, how tall are the others if to have a ceiling this high?
Just in case there'd be other taller ones than us. Couple stories, isn't it? Teletran 1 will provide a suit for you. Just stand in the circle. Close enough. Now, here's the dressing room. Stand in the circle for the scan.
Right. What kind of girl do you take me for? I wouldn't strip in an empty room that could well be rigged with the video equipment for anything.
Take my word, Miss Nightshade. You will be totally alone in there. But if it'll make you feel any better, ask Teletran to put a dressing screen on.
I can hang that. I'll be back. I hate skirts, and I look pretty awful in white.
Come, Miss Nightshade. The others are waiting. Which others? The high-ranking ones. You know, Prime and Metalhawk.
Oh, the tall guys. In fact, I thought they'd be taller.
Come in, Miss Elliot. Kind places. Hi, Nightshade. Why, you son of a... What's the language? It's not ladylike. You sound like my mother. It's good to see you in the flesh, my dear.
Firak, behave yourself, or I'll stick Red Star on you.
Oh, I'm hurt. What do you take me for? A reincarnated depth charge? I hope not. Or I'll have to kick you into you-know-where.
You're kind of like a Texas peach. Aren't you from Witwicky, Virginia? Maybe we begin?
I'm sorry about that, sir. So why am I here? Well, Commander Firak and the others have told me much about you. I wish to ask you to take a test. What kind, pray tell? Apparently we're going to restate the stars of the time-space patrol, my dear. You get to be in it.
Oh, I'll give it a try. Where do I go and what do I need to do?
Allow me, Prime, Miss Nightshade. Scan this. You must now decide where to have a base.
Oh, I know the perfect place. Off Jefferson Point, in the underwater city.
Near the resting place of one of the battle fortresses. Very well. Do I get a staff? Unfortunately, many Autobots are already spoken for or are defunct. Hey, wait a second. Prime, could you build me a staff if I provided the materials? I don't see why not.
Good. Well, let me go back home and I'll look about. See you later, Firak and gentlemen. Well, I've got the U-Haul and Reynolds hooked up. I thought so. Got a feeling about that one, huh? Well, are we ready? Well, everything's all hooked up then. I thought we'd have a good feeling about this. So let's go. I'll be back in a while.
Hello there, young lady. What you looking for? Got any decent automobiles that aren't wrecked? I have a couple in the back. One's a bit burned out, though.
I'll take a look, thanks. Oh my god, it can't be. Huh. This one's kind of a mess. Damn, I thought for sure you would have left by now, for all this time. Nah, I wanted the nice company.
Well, talk to them, huh? I do too sometimes. They listen well, like they're alive almost.
How much for one of them?
100 credits.
Deal? It's a deal. It is a deal. You made me very happy.
The dents in the grill almost make it look like it's smiling. We'll come back for them.
Is that your contribution?
So it would seem. Well, take them in there and get to work.
What's wrong? Trudy, one of those 2 cars and scrap I brought. They're all gone. Where's Trudy? What's wrong? Where's Trudy? Where's Trudy? The scrap cars were brought in here. They're gone. The red and blue semi-truck pulled into the driveway. Want to meet him? That'd be Nightspike. Want to meet him? I think I've met a version of him before. Very well.
Still here, and everything's being arranged.
When will the staff be ready?
In a cycle. We'll contact you when both are finished. Until then, Miss Nightshade, have a good day.
And to you, sir.
This is going to be one heck of a wild lifetime. My vehicles were Decepticons. Is that how you got in here? It's true that we're Decepticons, but you're not in your base anymore. You are with us.
Yes, begin the experiment.
This will give you your skills, Nightshade. Whatever individual possessed them will yet be able to contribute to the Decepticon cause, since you were given sentient to go with the abilities.
Activate the green light.
I am not a virgin metaprocessor. It contained reconstructed information, extracted from another data core, one far older, blasted and smelted by eons of burial. Yes, you were apparently one of our Terrans. Yes, the Terran core is still part of it. What do you intend to do with me? I'm here to observe and report the rebirth of a new life form.
The experiment is going wrong. It's a computer virus.
You fools, you didn't set up a firewall? Utter blackness? But not in a racial context.
Adjust the firewalls. We can always release the virus on the Autobots.
Enough. Activate the screens. Who are you? What am I doing here?
Welcome, Nightshade. I am pleased that you exist. I am Redwing, your engineer. You have been created to assist me in furthering the Decepticon cause. You will have a great deal to assimilate in the next days.
Look, there's obviously been a mistake going on here. I'm Scourge. I'm an information resource manager, or North Point, Carnifex. Data processing and all the other odds and ends. Go with the job. This is some sort of medical facility. I have credit. I should be covered for most emergencies.
Scourge, we merely brought you back. Now can it for a while.
What is this housing? I'm some kind of space hovercraft? What is this housing? I'm a Class V8 Skyhawk aerial hovercraft?
There's obviously been some kind of mix-up here. I demand to see my attorney.
Some bit of your residual memory remains within you. This should not have come through to your conscious mind.
There are severe penalties that go with medical mix-ups, you know. Don't think I can't or won't sue.
Perhaps the data core's personality could not be entirely separated out from the skills wished to impart on you. But do not be confused. Your current inputs are not to be taken as facts. They should fade shortly.
I don't like the sound of this. What's that fool carrying on about? I want access to a vid phone so I can call my attorney. How can I phrase this in a way you'll understand? You do not have an attorney, Nightshade. You're suffering from some residual effect of the data core I implanted. That is all. What a horrid housing to be placed in. The signal's all wrong, and it's green. Bah, I can't abide by that color. Personally, I think you look most becoming. It is a unique form, one that I've never attempted before, and I'm pleased with the outcome. You will find it most maneuverable and agile.
You could blank the core and start the process again after manually filtering out the corruption information in the data core. I found it long ago while testing weaponry at an ancient bomb site. In fact, I found a number of them, the equivalent of a mass grave, and kept some out of maudlin curiosity, as well as for the future tests of this theory of data retrieval.
After establishing a process for downloading information from near-destroyed data cores, I declared Nightshade's perspective core as the only useful and salvageable one in the lot. However, despite rigorous tests and watertight theory, there evidently have been holes in my data retrieval process. Nightshade did not believe that she was Nightshade. What had gone wrong? I never had begun the project, and there had been even an element of doubt.
Some unaccounted for variable has been introduced.
What are you talking about?
I shall repeat myself, as you seem to be a wee bit intellectually impaired or hard of hearing. My name is Scourge, and I'm an information resource manager at North Point Carnifex. I've obviously suffered some sort of accident, and due to a mix-up of serial codes, I've been reconstructed in the wrong housing. I want a vid phone and to call my attorney, so that I can work out how to resolve the mess. Meanwhile, charging your firm with the highest possible sum I can get for malpractice.
That's what's in there? Terran junk. We could wipe the metaprocessor. That would be tantamount to destroying Nightshade and erasing a mind before it even began to experience life. No. Perhaps we could reason with it.
What have you done?
We'll do best to ignore the memories that seem to be your own. They are not, I assure you. Perhaps I can trace the source and eradicate them, but I do not wish to make the attempt until your mind is adjusted to its unique physical housing. There is no need for alarm or annoyance. Unique? You mean you've put me in some sort of experimental design? The very nerve of it all. And I can assure you that I am who I say I am. My memories are faultless. It is you and your shoddy medical firm who are in error. You will be fine, Nightshade. And yes, it is an experimental design in terms of the body form, but the internals function just as your siblings do. You will see what I mean when you meet them. Let's go back a step. The last thing I recall was I was in my villa. I had redesigned it to the most tasteful shade of peach, with the latest works on the walls. And then, now what's next? There were gaps. I'll put them down to the accident rather than your clumsy medications for now. Anyhow, I recall that the oaf from the army wanted to see me, and rather rudely demanded that I pay his contract, and then... No doubt it shall all become clear after I speak with my attorney. You know, I begin to doubt your competence as a practitioner. My name is most certainly not Nightshade, and I don't have any siblings. Perhaps you must be one of the patients. I take it. Find me a real doctor, will you? One who can guide me to a vid phone. Nightshade's memories are not complete. They are not truly yours. That the fragments should have remained at all, however, is truly puzzling. We will alleviate the problem as soon as I can track down the exact cause. I cannot imagine they will be too difficult to eradicate, as soon as I am sure of their exact location in your data core.
You bastard! Bastard! I say that twice because of the TV show. I'll just say it. You bastard. But not said twice. I told you it would take 3 days to get the funds.
Execute him.
Got to oblink the 00 virus. I delay, I grovel, I beg. A few more seconds and I'll have them. A stray shot from behind. Pain receptors kick in. A few more seconds.
Utter darkness. What is this?
Whatever memories you're finding aren't yours. They belong to someone who is long dead. They're simply residual. The Decepticons, they shot me. This individual that you speak of was killed long ago. I was not aware of the reason. I cannot accept this. I cannot. I was not aware of it either, but you cannot refuse. It's just the distant future. I will not. I have stated quite clearly who I am, and have asked for some quite reasonable terms. You have refused. I believe that you are delusional, and wish to emphatically state that the entire situation is unacceptable. Who would be the owner of this motley third-rate chop shop? I must speak with him urgently. And where can I get a vid phone? I am currently in charge of this motley third-rate chop shop. until our leader returns. Until then, you will deal with me. Whoever you think you are a Decepticon. Our leader is Megatron, and a Decepticon. You will show him the proper respect. And no, there are no vid phones available. I've been reconstructed by Decepticons? Well, that would explain the primitive bedside manner, but that doesn't help my situation. I've been strictly neutral in this war and intend to remain so. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be on my way. There are no neutrals, not for long, and there is nowhere for you to go.
Come, I will show you some computer files of the others in our organization. Your siblings, for instance.
Carnifax is gone.
Carnifax no longer exists, Nightshade.
Now come, you'll have to be aware of the situation you're in order to be fully effective. I didn't build you in order to have you fall prey to the Autobots, or to your own delusions.
What happened to Carnifax?
The individual whose memories remain with you has been dead for almost 380 years. You are not on Cybertron, but on another world, which is serving as a source of resources for our claiming of Cybertron.
No, I am Scourge. No, I am Scourge. I was rebuilt as well. Like your precious Nightshade, but I'm not you.
The 00 virus. I never uplinked it.
The 00 virus. I never uplinked it. Its very nature must have acted as a safeguard that maintained my personality, despite your butchery. One does not navigate the world sphere without learning caution.
Whatever specializations this Scourge had for navigating cyberspace are well outdated by now, I assure you. Come over here if you wish to catch up on what has been going on since the time you had memories of. You may want to download the files.
Oh, she just says that. I assume my other mode, according to these statistics, is some sort of information gathering device. I will show you how to make use of your alternate mode.
Perhaps not as badly constructed as I first thought. You will find that you have limited anti-gravitational abilities in your alternate mode. It will allow you to enter and access almost any computer. Once I familiarize myself with the temporal adjustments, shall I then be free to pursue my individual career? Consider this. You're on an alien world in a situation you have no first-hand knowledge of. Where do you propose to go? I'll test the security barriers. Different, yes, but still recognizable. Shouldn't be too hard to cut my way through, and then... And then what? Despite the ease of procuring secret Decepticon military information, who was left for him to sell it to? And what was their currency left to pay with it? Oh, shouldn't be too hard to cut my way through, and then... By the way, what's the current pay rate the Decepticons are offering? Your payment will be victory for our kind and control of Cybertron, which is ours by right. You are confused as of yet. You mean that not only am I to be drafted into your rather pointless cause, but I don't get paid? Ugh. The human creatures still have an economy? Rather thankfully. Perhaps they could be of service to the reestablishment of industry. They are useless for any purpose other than goading the Autobots. Even if by some miracle the Decepticons obtain control of Cybertron, I don't think they'll bring back private enterprise, will they? I don't see that in the official dogma. Industry will be established soon enough again on Cybertron, once the Autobots have been defeated. There will always be need for expansion and improvement. You will be privileged to witness it. I'm dealing with a fanatical nutcase.
Here is another matter of importance. The Decepticons who share this base with you. These are the personnel files of the warriors currently stationed here. You should be aware of those who you will be working with.
Will be working with? Isn't that rather an assumption on your part? And would you care to inform me of how my data core came into your possession? I didn't notice any explanation in your file. Download this file and I'll explain it to you. I'm gonna die of cultural starvation. I came into possession of it through a chance find. Yours alone, among a great many others, retained enough stored information to possibly be retrievable. I've done extensive work on cerebral neural circuitry, and I wish to see if it was indeed possible to reconstruct that stored information. You know, I seem to get more experimental by the minute. I found that the individual you call Scourge had certain skills and talents that I felt would be useful to our cause. So rather than simply copying this data core to some file for later use, I instead gave the data core to you in a visible form. Unfortunately, some life memories from this scourge were intertwined in his encoded abilities, and I was unable to remove them, which is why you are having the delusion that you are in fact Scourge. I assure you, he's long dead, and you are Nightshade. But I can see how the situation is confusing from your point of view. Your experiment was a great success. I'm now far away from home and my business. Free enterprise doesn't exist anymore. I'm marooned on an alien planet in a body which is most unsightly shade of green, and I've been drafted into the military, who are directly responsible for my demise in the first place, and I have to work with someone who thinks I don't even exist. But do you know what the worst part is? On top of all that, the final humiliation, I don't get paid. I think you will come to see differently in time. It is my hope that these fragments of memory will fade of their own accord as soon as I feel your mind is adjusted to its enclosure. I will probe further and help the process along. You will not be forced to live in such confusion. You will do no such thing. I can assure you I have adapted perfectly, and subsequently will not be requiring you to incompletely poke and muddle about with my mind, which remains, after all, my own property, and not yours. I hope we're clear on that. Your mind is your own property, of course, but I can see the turmoil, and you cannot expect me to not alleviate it. You are, after all, my creation, whether you realize it at the time or not. I am not your creation. This junk you have constructed may indeed be my current housing, but that is your limit of your involvement in my formation. Your actions are not the fault of your own in any case. I wish I had more experience with this sort of problem, but I am sure it will sort itself out. I should be grateful that we've made some small progress. The situation had better improve. It can hardly get any worse. I think you will come to feel at home here soon enough, once you've adjusted. If you'll excuse me, I have to get adjusted. Thank you for your briefing session, as it was most, informative. I shall see you later, I suppose. Better luck with the next one, as they say, eh? Familiarize yourself with the base before then, but do not go off on your own. I hope to have some time to introduce you to the planet at a later opportunity. Now, if you excuse me, I must be off.
Yeah, you guys rebuilt me too, because I had one of the sweep bodies. Yeah. I think we just drove her nuts. You're not very good at this.
Well, I'm an engineer, not a doctor.
And the viral from long ago. A version of the same one that turned Transformer Autobots and Decepticons into Maximals and Predacons. If it were to get out again now, who knows what it would do?
Yes. And with Megatron away, Night Megs is in charge. I will wait for him to return to discuss this. Speak no more of it.
The Maximals and the Predacons? What are you guys building here, anyway?
She's a Terran. She was working for the Autobots in an undersea base before the Decepticons killed her. But now she will work for us.
I share some of her thoughts. I don't trust her any more than I trust my own thoughts. In the hundreds of years since the Great War, we needn't worry about that. The lines between Autobot and Decepticon are blurred, but we still exist. I had a strategy for survival back in those days that almost worked. It worked really well in times of stasis, but of course, there were no such things as stasis in a chaotic universe like ours, and yet my little strategy worked for a long time. Stasis tricking chaos when chaos wasn't looking. chaos, raking up chips against stasis, and then cashing them in all at once. Stasis went broke a long time ago. I'm a bot who never gambled with anything. I lived in Tarn my whole life, happy just to be alive and functioning another day. I didn't need to join the gladiators. I had a trade and enough resources to provide for my energon needs. That was all I wanted. I used to tell my friends to take it easy. They'd say, but DevCon, there's a crisis going on. We can't just slow down. We're running out of energon, and the warmongers are gathering weapons. Worrying won't help anything, so why waste perfectly good energon, rushing around in a panic? I didn't change any minds with my arguments. I think I was the only bot in all of Tarn that wasn't trying to do anything more than be happy with what we had. I don't know who started the war. I just know that I wanted to make a delivery to Iacon, and when I came back, I had no home. It was like that for a lot of us. The ones like me, anyway. The ones who'd been getting by without needing to worry over what tomorrow would be like. That was a job relished only by troublemakers and politicians. Most of the time, the two were synonymous. Not everyone had perished in the Voss-Tarn War. Knight Megs, our local hero of the gladiator pits. How did he manage to survive? I don't think they'll ever know for certain. But he did. He took over in what was left of Tarn, and I thought, good. There's the leader we need to clean up the mess and help us rebuild. I get to work rebuilding my home using the remains of the home I had before. I didn't think much about anything else. His agent came to me almost every day, patrolling the streets looking for anyone who was still alive, black-footed, hiding in the shadows, asking me, how does it feel to be the byproduct of a senseless war? I said I didn't care. I was just happy to be alive. Doesn't it bother you knowing your leaders have failed you, knowing the energon is quickly running out? I have enough for now. I'll rebuild, even if it takes a while. I'm in no hurry. I'll be back in case you change your mind. Why would I? If all the time in the world. Voss wasn't going to shell the city again. There was nothing left to shell, and nobody left in Voss to operate the cannons. My home was in a dark corner of a ruined city, surrounded by utter devastation. If it hadn't been for Night Megs' agent visiting me every day, I'd have been all alone. No, that wasn't right. There were others around like me, rebuilding. Some of them were persuaded by Night Megs' agent, but most of us weren't. Most of us were just happy to get by. That changed as time passed. Do you refuse to swear loyalty to Night Megs? I shall have to inform him. What Megs... It's no filing off my faceplate what Night Megs does or doesn't do. I'm happy where I am. We're running out of time. Take it easy. There's no need to rush. We can rebuild the city. It just takes patience is all. The ones who are slow to their feet are the ones left behind. I didn't think Night Megs was going to destroy the whole city using the drainers. Decepticons and Predacons, prepare to level the city with the drainers. Attack. I managed to get away from them. I'm sick of talk. Sick of talk. Where's the fight? I need to fight. Gonna be a fight, I think. I'm gonna be there. There's a fight gonna happen, and I'm gonna be there. 'Cause I'm sick of talk, sick of talk, sick of talk. They promised me a fight of fights, action and battle. There will be plenty of opportunity for combat, asset storm. That's what Night Megs says, and Night Megs is always right. I know it in the now, but not in the then. It must have happened sometime in the then that I learned. Night Megs is always right. A Slipstream and Night Megs were talking about something. Talking, always talking, slack it. When do we get a fight?
Quiet, Acid Storm. Night Megs and I are conversing. But when do we get that fight?
Patience, my eager friend. Nightmix calls me friend. There are worse things to be than friend to Nightmix. I need to fight, and I know that. Know that always because I said so. Sometime in the dead of the now, but I didn't remember exactly. Who are these soldiers, Slipstream? Nova Storm, Ion Storm, and Acid Storm. Sir. Ion Storm has attitude. I like that instantly. I want to fight, sir. I want to. But bro, you really have no focus. You're right. He's got no focus. Quiet, Ion Storm. Can you not see the dedication your brother displays? I recorded the words because only Nightmake speaks that way. Someday I want to fight and speak that way. What, if we all have focus? I say it because Nightmake wants me to say it. I want to blow something up. I have too much firepower to stand around and talk. Wait a cycle. I don't want attention. I want to blow something up. I have focus. Why don't we go kill something? I'm sick of waiting around here. Why don't we go and kill something? Me too, Ion Storm. There ain't nothing left in town to bust up. When are we gonna bust up something? There ain't nothing left in Tarn to bust up. When are we gonna bust some Autobots?
Quiet, Ion Storm. We are working on strategy.
I'm sick of Slipstream working on strategy. And I'm pretending to be asleep. What? I like to listen, but I'm sick of listening. I want to be heard. Did Ion Storm even hear me when I asked? How much more of this can I take? No answer. Because he's still mad at me. Fine. I don't want to talk anyway. Hot Link, knock it off. Next time I won't make so much noise. I got stuck listening to Slipstream talk about strategy with Megs. They talked about other soldiers in their group. I don't care. They talked about Iacon's defenses. I don't care. They talked about timetables and positions and resources, and I wished I had the ability to switch myself into sleep mode when I'm stuck inside the compartment. Wait a second. I can't fight in sleep mode. Never mind. How long was it afterwards? I don't remember.
I'll take them into the city and so panic.
Yes. Ion Storm. Attack. Yes, go into the city and so panic. Yes. Ion Storm and the others. Attack. Yes. It was in the now. Yes, it was in the then. But it was also in the now. I shall go because I like that. I wasn't thinking about that then, but now. I was just happy to see some action. Some action, finally.
The Autobots can't get away because they can't fly. You'd think after nearly 400 years they'd figure a way around that. Oh well, stupid Autobots. Stupid, dead Autobots. Attack. In the inside position, into the gap.
We'll drop them in the pit. Yes, hot molten metal. Hovering over a pit, that doesn't sound like much fun unless we're going to drop them in. Today is a very good day. Yes, we should drop the Autobots in a hot molten metal pit. Ha ha ha. I believe you're right. I believe you're right, Nightwings, because you always are. And did I know that back then? I can't remember. It's true anyway. Doesn't matter. Now I gotta blow something up, and that's all I cared about. Ion Storm and I took turns reducing them to scrap. Little red car got through somehow. He's got speed none of us guessed. Didn't know they made Autobots that fast. I didn't either. Should we chase it? No, we'll just drain our own energon chasing down one lousy Autobot. No. The little red Autobot escaped. Oh well, battle is everything. There'll be a lot more battle after this. Slipstream is going to listen to Night Megs again about the next plan. He's going to talk and talk and talk. And that's good, because when Night Megs talks, Slipstream listens. And I'm going to fight again. That's what the talking means. I get to fight. Night Megs says so, and Night Megs is always right. Good enough, because that's my focus. I'm all about focus.
Where do you think you're going? You want me to do something, Mother? I need you to not run about like a hooligan. We have company arriving any cycle now. The Lord Commander of Voss. Surely you don't require my company. The Lord Commander of Voss designs to visit our home, and by Primus you will be attending. Figurehead. Former Lord Commander, figurehead. And please don't use that false modesty on me. I'm well aware that all your time is spent making certain nobody designs to anything when they come here. If she hadn't wisely decided to spearhead the SOS Energon sharing program for the less fortunate, the mobs would have burned our manor to slag long before. I should know. I spent the better part of my life trying not to get cast into the same die. She's gonna be really furious now. Here comes the inevitable Quintesson speech. I did not survive warns of war with the Quintessons to have my own children be insolent in front of my optics. Exaggeration doesn't become you. Besides, I already made an arrangement to go somewhere else. It's quite unfair of you to spring this on me at the last minute. Well, pardon me if Vector Sigma doesn't operate inside my neurocircuits.
I cannot predict when guests will arrive.
I cannot predict the exact moment when unexpected guests will arrive, and I know what your arrangements are, mucking about with those ruffian friends of yours. You met Optimus Prime, and as I recall, though, a very decent sort of fellow. Well, he has better courtesy than most of his station.
Station? You mean worker bots?
Astounding. You mean the gladiatorial pits involve labor? Tell your hoodlum friends you're busy for the afternoon, and for Primus' sake, buff those scrapes off your finish. For your information, I was planning a turbo fox hunt. Except that Jyaxis reduced his city to ruins, and Tarn.
I am delighted to be here. To be honest, however, I was more interested in speaking to you alone than touring your manor, despite how lovely and fine a place it truly is. You see, it has come to my attention that Cybertron is rapidly approaching a day of revolution that heralds change for us all. What I've come for today is to enlist your aid, to ask if you would have the courage to fight for the future of Cybertron.
I was not aware that war was on the horizon, the way you described things. It sounds as though I don't know. Brutish.
War is coming. There's no escaping it. Well-informed citizens like you and I understand that despite opinions to the contrary, there's only one side that is victory assured. Of course. What you may not know is he has legions of disaffected soldiers waiting to die for him. What has Iacon got? A lot of feeble refugees and a council of decrepit old bots, counting down the days to oblivion.
That's a rather harsh view of the circumstances.
But not without the ring of truth, eh? A band of fanatics is practically unconquerable.
Isn't it obvious to you that I'm no fanatic? But you asked me to join you, and Night Megs, all the same.
Of course, and I shall tell you why. Because an army of fanatics lacks the discipline that comes naturally to bots like you and I. And someday they'll grow tired of Night Megs, especially once they realize that it can't land them total victory as you and I can.
Join the side most likely to win. I've never been in a full-scale war, but Mother had. and she's scared by so many years of living under the losing side. At least before the Quintessons finally gave up and left, and I began to think maybe Jyaxis was right. I'll think it over. I didn't. Logic is much more resilient than that. I doubt myself. I doubted my decision, and almost every day afterward. The only thing I could settle on, the only thing that I could think to myself, repeat to myself, in the darkness, when all I had is myself and my thoughts, alone, was this. It was better to endure the pain of constant conflict between my logic circuits and my spark, than live in life in ease without a soul, wasn't it? There is one thing I know absolutely to the core of my spark. Someday I'll get the recognition I deserve. A revolution is only as successful as its successors, and I intended to take our cause into the future. Knight Megs' brutish power will only take the cause so far. After that, it will be up to me. Even now, I think I am glad that Voss was destroyed, even if it was my city. I had no illusions about what my place in the hierarchy really was. I was a pawn of other bots who preferred to work in the shadows. I decided something back then that has shaped my life ever since. I decided I will never go back to that life again. I will never be a pawn to anyone ever again. If I have to die trying, I will arise to supreme command someday. He was polite enough, that was true. But something about his demeanor suggested that he was hesitant to join.
Perhaps it was to be expected. He lived his whole life in luxury, and was still too young to participate in civic affairs. Knight Megs seemed less than enthusiastic about my plan to garner support in Iacon's power community.
Slipstream seemed to think that Knight Megs was too distracted by the overwhelming obligations to pay attention to my proposal.
I wasn't sure one way or the other. When I told him about the distinct advantage we would have by dividing Iacon into factions, he seemed non-committal. Yet he gave me permission to implement my plan, and that was all the approval I needed. I always knew Knight Megs was the guarded sort.
I left Peridron and Windblade to go meet with Jyaxis. Back then, I thought he held himself apart because that was just his personality. I know better now. He keeps his comrades in the dark because it's the only way he can keep control over them. The only way a brutish tyrant keeps control over his betters is by killing them off or keeping a tight leash on them. I suppose I should be thankful if he opted for the latter in my case. Sometimes I wonder if it's something to be thankful for at all. Knight Megs is a fraud. Utterly, completely. And you hate him with every circuit in your body? He has all the form and none of the substance. This alone would not be enough to merit such a reaction from me. Primus knows that I've met more than enough holochests in my time. What aggravates me is that no one else sees how ridiculous he truly is. Short-sighted fools like Raksha and sycophantic drones like Acid Storm are wholly intoxicated by the very idea of Knight Megs, without realizing he is a little else. Though in Acid Storm's case, I'm sure it owes more to a lack of processing power. It sickens me to watch them fawn all over him. If only someone would clear the feedback from their optics, they'd quickly abandon him and his thuggish methods. I knew this even then in the beginning, though if I had the chance to do it over again, I would choose my actions differently. Not that I doubt my future success. Success is inevitable, so long as Knight Megs meets his inevitable defeat first. But if I had chosen more carefully, I would already be enjoying success, and Knight Megs would have been long reduced to scrap by now. No reasonable being would choose slag over steel. Obviously, I had miscalculated his capacity to comprehend words with more than one syllable. Knight Megs says we're going to hit Iacon someday soon.
Is your alt mode a non-directional transmitter, or are you just stupid?
The way he looked at me in response told me all I needed to know about his understanding. Outside of our bunker, I heard the unmistakable sound of acid storms, percussive weapons blasting something on the street outside. I began to realize that my faith in the capabilities of my comrades was misplaced, and looked at Raksha, who looked as stupid as a drone, utterly confused by the noise. No wonder Night Megs had been so successful. He managed to recruit every single Cybertronian who possessed not a trace of higher cognitive abilities. Except for me. I thought about Night Meg's plan to hit Iacon and take revenge. And asked revenge for what? I had said that he announced his plan to the small group that he had gathered together to make as generals. The destruction of Tarn had nothing to do with Iacon. An excellent point. Night Megs should have admitted he was in the company of intellectual superiors.
Here's the plan. We hit Iacon and take revenge.
Revenge for what? The destruction of Tarn had nothing to do with Iacon. Revenge.
We will attack Iacon. It's the key to our long-term success.
Ridiculous! Why not attack Polyax? Iacon gives its energy away for nothing. Shockwave hands it away in the fortress of his. Destroy Shockwave. We should be in the ideal position to take the rest of the planet.
How was I supposed to know that Shockwave had already succumbed to Night Megs' inexplicable charisma? I couldn't have known. And Night Megs never once told me, never once informed the ones he pretended to trust about any of it. He never told any of us. I look at the Decepticons like Raksha and Slipstream and wonder, why would they follow him so blindly? He keeps us all in the dark, even now. And they still follow. How can they not realize how poor and petty a leader, as he refuses to share vital information with his supporting officers? Now I know all too well, Night Megs will never give me the recognition I deserve. There's no room in his spark for anyone besides himself. But he won't be able to deny it forever.
This I know as surely as I know anything, as surely as I can see the very picture of the future, when I darken my optics, in the moment when it is just me and my logical mind thinking on the inevitable. There will come a time when Night Megs will not be able to deny me, because the very first opportunity I get to cast him out of his kingly role, I will. The moment he looks at me from the ground where I have crushed him, that is the moment he will know me as his superior. Logic dictates it'll be so, and logic is always proven right in the end, isn't it?
I know you were a child of Starscream, Slipstream, but come on. You said that right in front of my face.
I turned down another assignment today, like I did yesterday, and the day before, and I'll do it tomorrow, and the next. I'm just not the offensive type. Now you, on the other hand, have the offensive thing down pat.
I really don't want to go out on missions, although I've tried to explain it. They really don't understand. Someone has to stay and guard the Ark. We can't all be rural equine-mounted wielders of firearms. Despite once. He looked at me funny and said, "Equine-mounted?" Close enough. Still not sure why he thought that was funny. Personally, I think I have a lot of jokes significantly funnier than that one. I spend my days in our earthbound home checking secret systems because it's the only thing I can do that makes me feel like I'm not wasting my time.
I don't like to go out on missions. I don't like to hunt Decepticon. I like to check our defenses, because as much as I enjoy the company of my comrades, they're slagging idiots that they can all leave and just leave the place going guarded. Well, Owen's got to be the worst. No long-term planning skills, that one. He takes off his assignments so fast, I swear he'd get proud of his first pump attack.
The poor guy can't even finish saying what the assignment is before Charger runs off like Jyaxis in a fistfight. Jyaxis in any fight. I'll have to file that one away for future use. I think about Wind Charger's nervous exuberance, and suppose it's well enough. Makes up for me. Because the truth of the matter is, I don't deserve to serve alongside my comrades.
I wish I had taken Septimus more seriously and myself less seriously back in the day when Septimus and I were working together. It sounds strange now. So many of my friends accuse me of not having a serious synapses in my whole body. But it's not true. I was way too serious back then, and it cost me. Primus. It's so hard to think about what it cost me. I don't want to think about it, so I managed to avoid it as much as possible. They've noticed that I don't volunteer for missions, and they've started to wonder. I'm running out of believable punchlines. One of these cycles, they're going to strip down my paint job to the bare metal beneath, and they'll never laugh again. Just like me. Just like me. Primus knows I've never laughed since. I think Mirage knows. Well, I told Jazz I'd rather stay behind than risk looking as scruffed up as he does. Jazz laughed, but Mirage just looked at me, like he could see right through me.
I guess he's got practice for that sort of thing. I try not to stay around long enough when he looks at me that way, because I know what he's going to say next. I can't hear it. It's hard enough. It was hard enough in Reyll 3, without having to worry about the Decepticons. Way back when there were no Decepticons. Back before Megs, before war, before death and misery, and the end of laughter. Just me and Septimus and his assignment. His assignment. I can't think of her as Nightshade anymore. I can't think of her as Nightshade anymore. Septimus was a researcher working on quantum singularities. He thought if he could figure out how to harness the power of a black hole somehow, he could solve the energy problems that Cybertron was starting to face. The timing for his research couldn't have been better. I got a news transmission from home, Nightshade said. I know she missed home. One day, when there was news transmissions, she was happy, but not that day.
Yes, Nightshade said. I know what I was doing when she said that. I was replacing a burnt-out relay circuit in one of my guns. I picked up the soldering tool and listened to Nightshade report the news. Voss and Tarn are destroyed. Destroyed? But I can't believe that. It's not like they were factories. They were cities, for Primus' sake. Wow. Damn me to the abyss. I said it because I regretted that I missed what had surely been a spectacular explosion. You know how much kinetic energy it would take to level a city that size? Much less 2 whole cities? That's all you think about? Blowing things up? I'm a breaker, not a mender. Huh. Primus, I thought I was so clever.
As if we need shock troops out here.
Us soldiers keep you safe off cycle. So if anything comes our way, I'm more than prepared to blast it into a trillion little pieces.
Firepower will be our undoing.
It's funny, the faces we show to keep from showing faces. Every time. And every time, I don't want to hear it. So I turn away. But if I hadn't turned away from my duties, Nightshade would still be alive. That's when I decided in the aftermath. So I turn away. If I hadn't turned away from my duties, Nightshade would still be alive. That's why I decided in the aftermath. If it only spent more time setting up a defense perimeter instead of treating Reyll like a target range. Not let my anger get the best of me. If some other Autobot had been sent instead of me, if I'd never been there. If I'd been born in the first place.
It's as if I'd never been born in the first place. It wasn't as though the place would have been difficult to defend, just that the only defense was incompetent. And that was me. Septimus's work was top secret. No one even knows who we were out here. What was there to worry about? I should have known better. There was no way of knowing back then.
All of the failings that turned out to be so important. I wanted to be cool to myself. But I think my failings, aside, none of us would have been in this mess if I hadn't got my hands on this darn canon. It's nobody's fault that Septimus used the frame and components of a standard-issue fusion cannon for his singularity theory research. There was no other way to align the antimatter particles correctly in subspace. What I have created, of course, was the Requiem Blaster.
Someday there'll be a cannon like this in every residence and workplace on Cybertron, and that our energy problems would be over. When I think about that now, it seems too terrible to visualize. Septimus never found himself staring down the barrel of a cannon, but I have. So I wonder I lived long enough to reflect on it.
The cannon's unique design allowed Septimus to reflect antimatter particles into subspace,
opening a dimensional link to a black hole. The antimatter particles colliding with the massive particles of matter drawn into the black hole created an enormous explosion, safely confined to subspace, which passed back through the cannon as a tremendous stream of energy. Black holes were the source of both particles. All the cannon had to do was draw them together into subspace and capture the resulting explosion of energy. On Reyll 3, they were working on ways to harness and control the resulting blast. Our energy crisis was going to be a thing of the past. Free energy for all.
A single black hole had enough power potential to fuel Cybertron for 1,000 years. There were trillions upon trillions of black holes in the universe. I'd been the primary engineer in the cannon system, and was helping Septimus design the power harness to go with it. And I was slagged off as usual. I had all my guns set up and aimed at a rock outcropping. I had set them all up and angled in specific power levels so that when I activated them, from out of the rock would emerge a finely hewn Autobot symbol. I pressed the activation sequence and was rewarded with a terrific blast and a shower of pebbles. The entire rock outcropping had been blown to bits. Outstanding, I said, not at all displeased with the results.
That's a typo. The comm badge irritably erupted in a just as irritated voice. Nightshade?
We have delicate equipment out here, and it's hard enough to measure our own energy output without feeling the effects of yours. Would you please keep your demolition projects to a minimum? Just keeping my weapons in their peak operational parameters. The amount of firepower trucking around as excessive as it is.
The better the offensive capabilities, the better the defensive capabilities. That's what I say. There was no answer as the comm, but that was not unexpected. Busy scientists all wrapped up in their research. For one minuscule moment, one terrible, terrible cycle, I wished I'd get the chance to prove how valuable a shock troop soldier like me could be to them. I heard an explosion in the distance, the sound of the cannon being test-fired. The research lab was 50 clicks away, and the cannon made an unbelievable amount of noise when it shot. I heard another cannon blast. I thought it was strange. There was usually more time in between shots. There was usually more time in between shots while they measured and recalibrated their instruments. Didn't like the first shot, I said over the helmet.
I didn't like the first shot. I was aiming my collection of weapons at a ridge of rocks. It would either become a passable facsimile of the Icon skyline, or a whole lot of pulverized dust. Either way was sure to be entertaining. There was no answer. Hey, Septimus, put your audio aids in.
Nightshade, I said. There was still no answer. I climbed out onto the ridge and scanned the horizon for the research facility. My optics zoomed in and caught sight of a plume of smoke rising from the building. Primus! I thought they blew themselves up. I transformed into my rover mode and went at full speed back to the complex. Nowadays, I wonder if things would have been different if I had better speed capabilities. Not that Mirage would have been any bother over terrain as rough as Reyll's was. 20 miles out from the complex, I heard another cannon shot, and then something worse. My sensors picked up a foreign energy signature. At first I thought it was part of the cannon array, but then it started talking to me. Thanks for the cannon. Your girlfriend was real good target practice. Now keep laughing. You're gonna wish you'd never landed on this rock, slacker. I didn't even think about Nightshade. I couldn't think about her, as of yet. I was hunting down the intruder the way I'd been trained. I had more firepower than most bots knew what to do with. Every single circuit was focused on finding the intruder and sending him to oblivion. I turned a corner into the main research building. What was left of him? I caught sight of him then, standing beneath the hole in the roof that he'd just blown open, with Septimus's cannon, now attached to his arm. He was an assault vehicle, tank form, and it looked like he'd been outfitted with anti-grav rockets.
Only the Polyhesians did that to their ground troops. I would meet him on the battlefield 100 more times, though. I didn't yet know that. Back then, all I knew was that he was there to destroy what I was there to protect. And I knew, that was worst of all, that Nightshade's charred, melted torso, beneath the obscene angle, was hid. I am Megs, and I send you my regards. I started shooting everything I had at him, kept aiming for the cannon. I knew too well what an object like that would mean as a tool of destruction. Every shot took pieces out of the walls, but didn't hit him. On run, I thought. Ah, filthy Autobots. You cannot destroy me. Ha ha. Ha ha. Yeah. Pew pew pew. Now you get to die. Yeah. You first. It's funny. I'm not laughing. Goodbye, loser Autobots. How come I'm back? I was knocked over by that Decepticon guy. Well, this is all part of your memories, actually. You're still knocked over. Well, as soon as you come around, you'll figure it out.
It's probably a weird experiment by Firak again.
I don't know if it's Firak doing it. It's more like a shared hallucination. It's not like a dream. It's like a dream. I hope not. Hope not.
Well, it's not how Megatron got his fusion cannon. We didn't build it for him. Ridiculous.
Oh, I know that. He got that on his own. Because he liked Megatronus so much. Yeah, he went to that Prime place and got one. Yeah, different story. I wonder why we're in this story. Reckon whatever this is trying to tell us something. Maybe it's the Covenant of the Primes. That'd be cool. Maybe. Or just a innate shared hallucination. Should we continue? Yep. My name strikes fear, as they used to say. I'm going out. State your current objective. Going to spread a little havoc on this world. Open a few chest compartments and see what's in them. Yank a few wires. Bathe myself in some bot's liquid fuel reserves. Terror and fear and plasma fire raining down on the heads of all the Autobots.
Just like yesterday. Insufficient articulation of mission objectives. Request denied.
Alicom, surely you wouldn't dampen such admirable enthusiasm. Surely you recognize Scourge's particular affinity for inflicting chaos in the Autobot ranks. Yeah, I can't imagine him doing anything but kicking tailpipe and taking name. Too much thinking, that guy, not enough blowing up. He's got a Primus be damned cannon for an arm, and all he wants to do is sit around and calculate. For my part, I made certain my plasma cannon systems were in complete working order. I was going to be shooting to kill all day, because that's what I do, and that's what they've come to expect. Oh yes, that's where I belong. I've earned it. I do not give out awards for year's fastest calculator. Of course, I've spent all my energon worrying about perimeter security and access codes and useless stuff I should have bagged years before. Of course, I didn't know it then, but I sure found out. I found out when Night Megs stormed into the complex with about 100 troops, tearing down everything he touched. He was unhappy. It is never good when Night Megs is unhappy.
I've become convinced of the logical efficacy of Night Megs' argument for personal command. I'm also sure that logical efficacy of argument is a thinks-too-much way of saying big slagging bot with a lot more guns than you. Yeah.
Yes, Night Megs and I can relate. Stay back and prepare to die. That's the best defense you can offer? Pathetic. Better than a washed-up drone like you. What happened? Somebody pulled you out of the slag pile in Tarn. How they know which part to keep.
But only then I realized my life was a joke. They were laughing at me. I remember the rage I felt. Rage at Megs. Rage that never lent itself to the task of defending, only to the task of killing. I remembered something else, too. A research team in competition with the scientists I'd been charged to protect, that was using a cannon shell to build an energy-producing prototype. I knew where they were and how to get there. And I knew that if I had their cannon in my possession, I could blow away anything in my path, starting with Megs.
Well done, Scourge. There's nothing I enjoy more. I know that if I hadn't done what I did, if I hadn't finally stepped up from that floor, started walking on others instead of being walked up on. Well done. There's nothing I enjoy more.
Well, I'll just be all out dead. Because if there's one thing I know, it's the trouble with being on the defense, or I'd be dead. I'd be dead for one, left to the life that all the rest of Polyhex's unaffected citizens ended with, recycled in the smelting pool, or living by pieces in the dead end, selling off body parts to scrape up enough energon for one more cycle. Or I'd just be all out dead. Because if there's one thing I know, it's that the trouble with being on the defense is that you're the first one lined up in the gun sights of a slagger like me. I figured it was sweet justice to let Megs aid to his own destruction, so I broke into one of his hangars and helped myself to the contents. He had fanatics working for him, that was for sure, but they were dumb as drones, some of them. I aimed toward Reyll 3 with a fanatic of my own. I had to remind myself to start looking for ways to bust in, instead of thinking about how effective a guard post in this or that corner would be. Too much thinking ahead. Always a problem, that.
Halt! Who goes there? Where do you think you're going?
Where am I going? Please, whoever you are, take the cannon. Let me go. I missed the other shot, and that's made me a little cranky. Obviously, I need more practice.
You didn't like the first shot?
Thanks for the cannon. Your girlfriend was real good target practice. Then I left. Then I left. But Meg showed up and he took the glory. I left, Meg showed up and took the cannon from me.
I took over the ruins of Tarn and will reconstruct it into a base of operations with the aid of Alakon and anyone else willing to scrape themselves together and follow my lead. There's a lot of them, turns out.
You had to remove your base of operations to Darkmount, all because of one-armed cannon-wielding maniac. That was me. It's slagging funny, that's what it is. I don't know how Slipstream managed to avoid my blasts. Faster than she looks, I guess. Well, all I figured was, if I was already shooting at Slipstream, Megs couldn't be far behind. And then I found him. I remember aiming the cannon dead onto his torso, lining up the sight straight onto that new purple symbol he'd stuck to himself. I remember sneering at him and thinking that I was really going to enjoy blowing him away.
Before you fire, tell me why it is that you've gone across the galaxy and back just to shoot me.
Wait a minute. How'd you know that?
I know a great many things. But how much do you know? For example, how much do you know about your intended target?
If by intended do you mean slagging skids, then nothing. And I really don't care. I came here to kill you.
Why was that again?
Well, you tried to kill me, or my memory is in that other guy. I never tried to kill you. You were the only being I left alive in the complex. You were the only one to demonstrate even a modicum of courage in the face of overwhelming odds. I wouldn't think of killing you. Think about it. No thanks. In my experience, thinking too much only gets you into trouble. Then you haven't thought about what you'll do after this. You haven't thought about the moment after the one shot you'll get from that cannon. The moment 1,000 weapons will fire on you from my gathered troops. You haven't thought about the legion of followers even now, who are hidden from your view, or the sparks of millions more that I command in spirit, if not in fact. You haven't thought about the power you might hold by serving with me. The 10 trillion times greater than the power of that cannon of yours. Huh? It's well enough if you do not wish to do the thinking, but at least try to understand the bigger picture. What are you saying? Do you want to have lost an arm for nothing? Or do you want to take it back and more? How much more? Look at me. Look at me in mind and ask yourself that question. What is going on, sir? Well done, Scourge. Decepticons, look on the misery of our fallen foes and rise in exultation. I refuse to cast my lot with the rebels of Cybertron. And above them all, someday in the future not long from here, all Cybertron will know it. Until then, there's work enough for 1,000 beings to do. I am but one, but yet in the end I am the one that shall have made all the difference. Our world shall shortly be torn apart by war. This I know as well as I've known anything. I've known a great many things indeed. I knew, for example, the best way to gain influence was to earn respect. And I sought first after the latter, in order to gain the former. In the end, the power will be mine. In the end, the power will be mine alone to yield. Power is the beginning of it all, and the end of it all. Power is what inspires my every action. It hardly takes a brilliant spark to recognize entropy in the universe. But will none of the brilliant sparks here are willing to acknowledge, since the entropy is moving on a much faster timetable on Cybertron than everywhere else. I remember taking stock of our world and concluding there was only enough energy to last another few million years. But what are a few million years to us?
I was one of the very few to learn the second lesson of power. Those who have it keep from those who have it not, even when it means suppressing the truth to maintain the status quo. My lot in life was to have nothing, and yet I shall have it all, because I alone have learned the third law of power. Those who seek only to keep what may have shall lose it. Entropy cannot be ignored, and neither can I.
In the beginning they called this war my war, as though I were the progenitor of all aggression, as if I merely awoke one day and decided to destroy the world. They talk endlessly about the golden age before this one, when there was no war, no death, and it will not exist. But that's hardly surprising. The past is always remembered better than it ever truly was. They talk endlessly about the golden age before this one, when there was no war, no death, and I didn't exist. But that's hardly surprising. The past is always remembered better than it ever truly was.
They speak as though energon were always plentiful then, as though we'd cast off our troubles just as easily as we had cast off the quintessons all those verns ago. What do they think they shall fool? Anyone of sufficient age will remember the true state of things, of the constant energy shortages, of the blackouts, the half-starved and dying littering the streets of Tarn and Voss. Destruction may well have been the best thing to happen to our cities, It spared so many the lives they had come to despise.
If the Autobots truly cared about easing the suffering of others, they would embrace entropy as quickly as they embrace every tottering notion of nobility that comes their way. They're hypocrites. And more, they are the very architects of war.
There's only fact in fiction, and this is fact indisputable. They who designed the allocation of resources, they who designed the structure of society, they who relegated the best to the bottom and themselves to the top, they are the ones who shall be held accountable for all the fuel I shall shed on this day forward. Had they not been so obstinate, so selfish and self-serving, had they considered the welfare of any besides only their own, the universe would have no need for me, and my place would have been very different. But it's too late for them. They've embedded injustice into the heart of Cybertron, and now they shall reap the whirlwind of destruction. I will give those who follow me a place of their own. I will give them the freedoms they never knew before.
I will give them the freedom they never knew before. I will show them the way to escape the constraining hordes the Autobots placed upon them. In the beginning, when Alpha Trion divided the work of a whole world to benefit his friends at the expense of strangers, he gave us no rights. So we shall carve our rights from his very casing. We shall exact our due from his fuel. Scourge shall be a model for the rest of those disaffected by the status quo. Someday, when I have remodeled this world into one of true equity, one where ability counts above class, and merit ultimate to them all, then we shall look for creating a true golden age, an age where energon shortages are a thing of the past.
It shall come, but not in the way they think. Those who do not understand history are powerless to prevent it from repeating itself. This I have learned, above all else, that in the long view of history and destiny, there are those who act, and those who are acted upon, and in every life there must come a choosing point. Those born into power become adept at keeping it, but those born into nothing become adept at believing that theirs is never to experience influence. The notion that one's place is set at birth is a lie of a magnitude like unto no other, and I have dedicated my life to shattering it. I rose to greatness from nothingness in Tarn, and now Tarn is nothing, and yet I shall see it rise again. In this, the moment of pure crisis, all lots are made equal. Only the most valiant will rise from the equilibrium.
Only the most valiant will rise in equilibrium. Ha ha. Sure. I should not be at all surprised to see the vestigial remains of the former classes attempt to reassess their position.
I should not be so surprised to see Jyaxis act the way he does. Crisis breeds either chaos or extreme stability. The world either marshals itself against uncertainty, or also embraces the pursuit of a new order. Jyaxis was a station long accustomed to power. He will learn.
I wish to attempt to recruit the Mirage of Iacon to the cause. I want to recruit some of the Autobots to my cause. That would be a pointless endeavor, for I care nothing for their machinations. Iacon will be rubble beneath my heels soon enough. Your impatience only shows how little you understand the long view of destiny. I will tell you. You might attempt it, but I suppose you will even do it. But I care not. I have things to do that will matter in the end. I spend far too much time tending to the trappings of power, and far too much time seeking to understand its nature. I am much more of a threat than you shall ever be. I have work to do that will matter in the long term, the final days, the final hours, the moments when destiny is transformed to history.
Jyaxis has been pressing me for a performance evaluation. He says he's been asking to know what I think of him. I do not.
All around me I feel the push and pull of the wills and sparks of others as they act on their meager desires, understanding little of the fates that chance has cast for them, more reacting than acting, or ever truly acting for themselves. I begin to think that perhaps I am in error and fault for their actions.
Those Autobots, they have merely done what best they thought they could do. Well, a little course of action worthy of praise. There's little to praise for letting our world slowly die without taking action. There is little praise for failing to let cooler processors prevail. When overheated sparks first threatened to destroy Voss and Tarn, they should never have let things progress to that point.
We must. But now that it has, there's only one option. Only one way to ensure our species does not suffer the same fate. We must begin over.
My way shall be the renaissance of Cybertron. It matters nothing to realize that if they had, my actions would be unnecessary. All that matters is that now, in the now, I am Cybertron's only savior. Ironic. I must save a world, but first, I must destroy it.
Night, Megs, with us on it. Well, I guess my life has always been a study in irony. Yeah.
This is how it shall be for those who cast their fates with mine. Ours shall be the new way. Ours shall be the path unhidden by destiny, unburdened by any history save the history we create for ourselves and our kind. Ours is the heroic way, not the emaciated heroism of the Autobots with their self-sacrificing stupidity, but the way of strength, the way of valor, of the force of will wrought upon a chaotic universe in dire need of a guiding hand, the way of the Decepticon. My way, my world, my law.
I am action. Mine is the action to take. Mine is the initiative. Mine is the willpower.
I am the substance and soul of every motion of the universe, the spark that changed the balance of the universe and put substance into the void the first time and the last time. And all Cybertron and all the galaxy and all the universe shall know my name, and that I am Night Megs. This is it. All teams in position. Great. Remember, everyone, this is Decepticon domain. Stay quiet or we'll scrapped.
Cancel. Cancel. That is cancel. Pull back and regroup. We gotta go in separately.
Why? You see something?
That wasn't me. We must have been spotted. We're... Welcome. Don't bother calling your friends. They can't hear you.
Well...
Well, what? Aren't you going to tell me what you want? Isn't that why you didn't kill him?
It's arrogance, isn't it? Isn't that right? Arrogance? What are you talking about?
It's the only explanation. You get a report of a stockpile in the middle of my sector. All kinds of valuable resources. Lightly guarded. So you decide to grab it. It never once crossed your synapses that it might be a trap.
Just what do you want?
I want you to answer my question.
Let him go. Take me instead.
Oh, no, not that one again. I've already figured that out. I already know the Autobot leadership philosophy. For example, I know that as long as I'm holding him, I've already got you.
Arrogance. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Arrogance. If you let him go, go get him. The Autobots managed to capture Raksha, sir. The Autobots managed to capture Raksha, sir. No permanent damage. Why should we believe you? You boast of having limitless energy at your command, and yet all you can do is mangle the Autobots in battle.
You don't understand the Autobot psyche, Hartling. Kill them and they mourn, certainly. But then they just build better forms for themselves. Ones with fewer weaknesses. Oblivion may be frightening to them, but at least it's painless. When they see me, they know they'll hurt for a very long time. And the dear Optimus Prime, he keeps putting them back together and sending them out to fight. The more they keep going out to be mangled with it, the more they fear. The less certain they are of their ideals, the less they want to fight at all.
Nightspike bailed at the first sign of trouble. Thunderwing was the only other member of the crew unaccounted for. She paged for him and waited, but there was no response. Hotlink. Go find her. The Autobots were at the supply depot in droves. That was their primary target, not the generators. How soon can you send?
Not possible to send support at this time. Diverting resources would jeopardize the security of the generators.
The security at the depot is being jeopardized right now. The crew is down. I need support. Illogical request. Calculations show high probability the Autobot target is in the generating facility. I don't care what the probabilities say. I'm telling you what the facts are. Calculations show sufficient resources available at this time for completion of your mission. Autobot fools, you cannot escape my devices. Careful, she's not pulling her punches. You're right about that.
The depot is destroyed and I'm incapacitated. I hope you're happy now.
My vocals still work, and I haven't escaped yet.
What is your name? Oh yes, Metal Hawk. Come closer, Autobot. She'll talk you to death.
Anything you want for an epitaph?
Yes, here lies Raksha, killed by statistical probabilities.
You're insane.
Was it arrogance? I used to think so. Now I think differently. Now I think it was desperation. Didn't they know it was a trap? No. I was too desperate to see the trap. At least they had leaders to blame. What have I got? Statistics.
What now? We take her to a holding cell, and then she go on for a war crimes trial.
You're not going to kill me. And after I thought of such a wonderful epitaph. Cosmic justice.
You're too insane for the death penalty, if we had one.
Taking excessive pride in someone else's work is not a virtue.
She's highly dangerous, sir, so you should have your weapon ready. It must be vengeance. That's what they meant to say.
We'll wait outside, but the room is monitored at all times. Nightspike's orders. I understand. So this is it? I understand. So this is it? I've come to ask you a few questions. I will not answer them. Go away. Don't you want me to introduce myself first? You. Do I know you? Oh yeah, we've met. Your configuration is unfamiliar to me. In this form, I'm sure it is. Well then, that's it, huh? You know, I came here looking for evil. That's nice, but you'll forgive me if I don't really care. I'm looking at it. Oh, you're one of those. Spare me the philosophical diatribe, will you? I'm not evil. I'm merely dedicated to a set of goals that you're dedicated against. Your only claim to moral superiority is the fact that your side made up the rules. I disagree. I've come to see the source of evil in the universe. You wicked beings, you Decepticons. If only we could unlock the secret of evil, we could cure it once and for all.
Slag off. Are you finished? Stop wasting my time.
Even if you don't remember me, I remember you, Raksha. What does your name mean? Ironically, it means protector. Which one is it? Whatever I want. Wouldn't you rather be vindicated? Someone else asked me that once. Someone you would no doubt find very evil, indeed. If you came here thinking you could save me, you're wasting your time. My time to waste. Haven't you heard? I'm Raksha, highly dangerous and unstable. I'm Nightshade, and if you think you can intimidate me, you're wrong. You should know better by now. After you got finished with me, there was hardly anything left to put back together, so they started over. I got upgraded. Now I'm on this experimental search and rescuing it. And you know, sometimes I'm tempted to think you did me a favor.
Sometimes?
Yes, until I remember it took them 3.5 Vorns to reconstruct my memory banks. You came here for an apology. Well, you're not going to get one. Terminating Autobots is what I do. It's in my job description. Not that time. That time it was beyond just a job, remember? This is Decepticon, and there is everyone else. Nobody seems to appreciate my efforts.
We're gonna miss all the fun blowing up parts.
Shut your slagging face.
Get it together. We leave in 5.
What's the point? Cleanup is boring. It's not like Screamer misses his targets anyway. Slagging waste of time.
Hey, insubordination. You gonna beat him up, Raksha? Can I watch, please?
We leave in 2. That's it. We leave now.
Oh, she's mad. She's gonna kill somebody. Oh, just watch.
Break off and fire at will. I'm dropping to grid 6 Delta. And if you hit me with your concussion missiles cloud cover, I will vaporize you.
That could hurt. How can I watch you do that? She's talking about vaporizing me? Oh, crap. You're such an idiot sometimes. You fools, you cannot defeat me.
Nothing here, nothing there. Can we leave now? Nothing here, nothing there. Can we leave now?
Not yet. Cloud cover. I'm picking up a weak energon signature 2 sectors west from you. Go find it and put it out.
I'll get it. There's something less boring to do.
Stop wasting your explosives, Ion Storm. That's what your blasters are for.
I'm under attack. Yeah, there's an Autobot here firing on me. Target practice. Yes, I want to help.
Too much. I need help.
What's he shooting with? Found him. No, ouch.
Cloud cover, where are you?
Too close, where are you?
I'm almost there. Cloud cover. Find Ion Storm.
Nightshade. I'm his commander.
I have some questions about the Autobot leadership philosophy.
I got the answers right here, but if you want them, gotta let them go.
All right, but you two, stop advancing.
Okay, but are you gonna hurt them? Give me your sword. Can I watch? Please, can I?
Give me the sword. Pick up Ion Storm and take him back to base.
I don't get to watch.
I'm not going to tell you again. As your comrades have fled.
You know who I am.
Raksha, an ironic name for a Decepticon.
You know what a contra quantum singularity.
That star thing you have on you.
Then you know what I'm made of.
Oh, we'll see what you're made of.
Tell me, is that what it means to be a leader of the Autobots? Making dubious deals with cons you can't trust?
Is he going to break your side of the agreement?
It would be foolish not to. It'd be foolish not to. And I'll be done with you. And then I'll kill him too.
I don't think you do that. You want to know why? Tell me. 2 reasons. First, you like a challenge. True. Beat me here and you'd be satisfied. But there's the other thing. The second thing. I don't think you're going to win. That's what it means to be you, then. There's nothing you wouldn't do to protect another. Exactly.
There's nothing I won't do to win. If you can't do that, you'll never beat me.
I won't win at the cost of my honor. She landed on him.
You win, Raksha. Just leave him alone.
You are nothing. You are destroyed. You do not dictate terms to me. Your life is mine, so is his. You pathetic, miserable waste.
We had an agreement.
Whatever leverage you had, you traded away for your precious honor.
Here's your sword. It's dirty.
But the Autobots did find us. He was still functioning the whole time, in fact. He told my superiors what happened. He even told them I saved his life. And you don't see it that way? I thought, but now I know better. Oh, please, I didn't save him. I was there to kill him. But you didn't. And not only that, you made a choice. A choice not to kill him. And not to let him get killed. That was you, he said. You. Choosing to be vindicated.
No.
That's what I came to see. I always wondered what exactly happened that day. And now I know. And now I have to thank you.
What?
Because of that day, I got assigned to the Search and Rescue Division. I had to come here. I owe it to you. I owe it to you at least to try. Try to do what? Save me? You can't save me. I can try. No, I took such pleasure, such utter rapture, tearing you to bits with my bare hands. Seeing you in agony, that was sheer delight. And then I did what no Decepticon would do. I spared the life of an Autobot. What have I done? Wait, what do you mean? Do you mean regret for killing or regret for sparing his life?
Good work, Nightshade.
What are you doing? What are you talking about?
Now we got our own words recorded. Unmistakable proof. The ability to tell the difference between right and wrong is a key component to establishing sanity. And now we can prove that you're fit to stand trial for your crimes. Wait a minute.
Answer my question, Raksha. What did you mean? I bet you'd love to know.
That's enough, Nightshade. We don't have time. I bet you're dying to know. Just dying.
Just wait a second, will you? We're talking about redemption.
Listen, Nightshade. We don't need redemption. We need justice. That's what she's gonna get.
Justice? What is justice to an Autobot? I used to think that justice meant vengeance, but not anymore.
You can stop with the insane act. It won't work no more. Hua!
Nightshade came here to see evil.
Enough.
Please, I don't want to die. Please, Nightspike. I'm begging you. Please.
Now, isn't this a sight to behold? You, Raksha, begging mercy for your pitiful life?
Interesting. How you take sheer delight in watching your enemies in pain. Well, Nightshade, did you find the evil heart you were looking for? I think I did.
Bring her to level 3. Raksha.
No, that's not right at all. Justice isn't really about vengeance. You know what I think now? I think that justice is only for the evil. The good don't get justice, they get forgiven.
Wait, I'm sorry. You tried. This is unforgivably inefficient. Yeah, well, it keeps waste like you from terrorizing decent citizens.
Idiocy. But instead I'm sitting here, barely able to walk by myself.
You're here to face the serious charges of crimes against society in general, and war crimes specifically. The 3 of us will determine your guilt and punishment.
My guilt and punishment? In other words, you'll punish me even if I'm not guilty.
That is not what he said. Are you saying you plead innocent?
I'd be crazy not to, right? And your darling Nightspike has certainly proved that I'm sane, hasn't he?
That's a non-responsive answer.
And where's the sport in that?
Good. No need to waste any more time. Let's get right down to it, shall we?
If you want to get right down to it, then why do you even bother with this ridiculous process? Everyone in this room knows that I'm going to end up in permanent stasis lock when this is over.
Are you changing your plea to guilty, or shall we read the charges to you? Are you going to answer my question? You're here to answer our questions.
Typical. It's impossible to get answers out of you bots unless I put a sword to your throats.
The charges are Charge 1. Crimes against society. Admit or deny. Neither.
Will you give me my memories back? We can't. It's too dangerous. We might lose you. I've already lost me.
She's just drained from a long day. I think you'll agree that this power source is exactly what you're looking for. Your superiors thought so when I last spoke to them. Hold your fire, Decepticon.
Megs, they're innocents. They're not involved in this.
Which one has the power source? I do. Brave. I think you'll make the perfect weapon to use against the Autobots. Isn't it true she has a capacity to fire at the same strength as my fusion cannon or greater?
I also have the capability to flood my power regulators and blow you and me and half the planet into molten slag.
Is that the way you want to end up? Melted into oblivion? No. I know a little something about you. I know that, for example, the Autobots and this Maximal have kept you here against your will.
I have no memory of a will. I have no memories at all. What are they keeping from me? Is my memory...
And why would you want to stay in an environment like that? Why stay here when you could be with us and make a difference?
Don't listen to him.
It could have been useful. Silence, Jyaxis.
Will you give me my memories back?
No, because I don't have them to give you. But I can give you something. I can give you new memories. Memories to be proud of. I don't know. What do you call yourself?
Scourge called me his protector.
There are many kinds of protection. The kind that someone bestows upon you, and the kind that you take for yourself. Choose what kind of protection you desire.
I want the kind you take for yourself. I want the kind that I take for myself.
Another non-responsive answer. Do you admit to the charge of treason or deny it?
Neither. What you call treason, I call leading by example. Call it whatever you want.
The records show that Raksha admits to the crime of treason for joining the Decepticon ranks after she was made a part of the Autobot forces.
I was made by neutrals, who shortly thereafter joined the Autobots, making you an Autobot with them.
Who shortly thereafter joined the Autobots, making you an Autobot with them? Well, I never consented to that. Charge 2. Participation in aiding in a rebellion. Crimes against society. Do you admit or deny? Depends on who you ask, doesn't it? They didn't put up much of a fight at Jackson. Other than that, everything went like usual. Not nearly enough bots to kill. Slag and waste. If you had nothing to report, you should not have expended the energy to come in person. Well, there's something else, too. We were wondering what you're going to do about getting Raksha back from the Autobots. I'm not going to do anything about it. She's gone for now. She will either escape or she will not. The domination of Cybertron continues. The domination of Cybertron is a lot of boring slag. What are we going to take the bots head on? What he means is with the help of Raksha is but a single member of the Decepticon army. We would expend more energon in attempting to officiate a retrieval than if we were to lose her as a resource. It is illogical to make such an effort. But if Megs were... Megs is gone. I am now the leader of the Decepticons, and I shall function as such until the day that should arrive, that Megs returns. My decisions are final. We have a great deal yet to accomplish before our conquest is complete. If Megs were here, he would want us to proceed as quickly as possible with our war efforts. Understand something. We fight to win, and only to win. The losses we suffer shall be more than justified in the end. Our efforts will be complete on that great day when all of Cybertron is united under our rule. And when that day comes, none will grieve at the cost we paid to achieve it. What price, after all, can anyone affix to the fulfillment of the Decepticon dream? If there's nothing else, then return to your duties. That's it, then. What I don't get is how Hotlink let the bots keep Raksha and the cosmic glow stick she's got on her, and then worry about the energon we might lose by busting her out. It wouldn't be the first time I thought our fearless leaders were idiots. The prisoner will answer the question. Do you admit or deny the charges of participating in aiding in a rebellion?
I deny it. What you call revolution, I call progression. Your side made up the rules, the Decepticons break them. I can't argue with that. But I know this. Every revolutionary is branded a criminal until its cause prevails. Someday all Cybertron will gather in a room just like this, and they will pass a judgment on me again, and or Megs, and all the others who fought us for all those years. And they will judge us, but not as criminals. They will judge us as heroes and call us the founders of Cybertron.
Very well. The record will note that Raksha denies the second count. On to the last count. Count 3. torture and cruelty toward opponents, war crimes. Do you admit or deny the charge? Why don't you ask Nightshade? How can you just stand there? I should be in there. I'm supposed to be there too. I'm the leader of the Autobots. I should be there when justice is meted out.
Why is this eating you? It'll be over soon. She'll get her punishment and we'll go on.
It ain't enough. Don't sit there and tell me it's enough. Just to live one more day that I should just deal with it. It's not enough. It's never enough. We fight and we always lose. And when we win, we can't really win because, well, if we win, we're just like them. And if we lose, we're just plain dead. I understand. The city looks dark. It's too hard to fight the darkness. When is it going to be easier?
Maybe never. Doesn't mean it's not worth it, though.
But how could we ever know?
You can't. You go out there and you do what you can. You keep on doing that day after day. No one can tell you if it's worth it. It's something you just have to tell yourself.
I don't see it like that. But it might be over sometime.
Yes, it will.
It will answer the question.
You decide. As for me, I find it ironic that I would have to answer to these charges if I had simply vaporized you all, instead of leaving you clinging to consciousness. Here's an idea. You tell me what hurts the most. When I destroy every particle of your Autobot comrades, or when I inflict pain on them, but ultimately don't deprive you of their company. You decide. If it's pain that you detest the most, then call me guilty. If it is death, then call me innocent.
Then you don't deny the charge. Failure to deny constitutes a de facto admission. The record will show that Raksha admits to the third count, cruelty and torture.
Ah, so it's pain you fear most. Well, Hotlink, I was right after all, wasn't I?
Silence. You have admitted charges 1 and 3, and have denied charge 2. Based on the evidence presented to the panel, we will now judge guilt or innocence. I will begin. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty, it is so ordered. Raksha, you are found guilty on all charges. As the crime was, so will be the punishment.
Inefficient. You really should kill me and get it over with. That's what I would do.
I'm not too late to add to it.
What are you doing here?
Well, Nightshade and I talked about it, and things are kind of redeemable.
Well, he's hopelessly optimistic. The first choice I ever made for myself was to follow Night Megs. I know exactly what he thought of me. I know if I had joined the Autobots, they would have treated me differently. I thought back then the Autobots were going to hook me up like a machine and drain me of power. That's all I'd be. So I joined the Decepticons. You see, I ensured that my own worst fears would come true.
I am sorry.
For what? You want to be sorry about something? Be sorry about this. If I got to choose again, I couldn't choose any differently. No memories of my own. I was a slave to Allspike. I'd take his hand all over again. Again and again. 100 times. 100,000 times. I would follow Night Megs. Just as long as I never again had to live that life. That's what I'm sorry about Allspike. There was no other choice for me except this. And this still isn't.
It's Nightspike now. Ever since the reawakening of Cybertron after the Beast Machines. But I get it. Well, if you ever change your mind, we'll come and wake you up.
Just in time to see Night Megs triumph. That'll surely be the day I change my mind. Goodbye, Allspike.
Fine. We'll try Predicus Council. It's no longer a decision. The judgment of this tribunal is final. She is to be put in stasis lock. Take her away.
I would say something like, "Who you rule the day?" But no, I'd rather not. Very well. For the sake of Hotlink, I'll be one less rival. And for the sake of Allspike, I'd be a challenge overcome. For the sake of Autobot justice, I'd be locked away. For the sake of true justice, I'd receive mercy at the last.
Slot, we better be on our best behavior.
This is demon territory. Shadow's rival family. What do you think Red Wing would come here of all places? Harder to find, of course. At least thinking the way she does, she wants to find the Autobot leader. At the same time, wants to be alone. Face it, boys. Got a bit of a challenge here. Come and get out of here before we start a fight. It's going to be tough, because the demons won't really like us Cybertronians. Demons are Syrians, right? Why should we be worried about them? They're small flesh creatures. And they got nasty weapons, Sandy. So we should play nice with them until we get Artie out of there. Besides, there's the treaty between the Syrian clans. We're getting a shadow spiral out of demon territory. If they find out she's associated with their rival clan, we might have a bit of a diplomatic problem. On the plus side, she's not fully recognized as the great shadow mercenary right now. All right, boys, I'll lead. Oh, scrap. What's a beautiful gal like you doing in a hole like this? Leave me. Can't do that, sweetheart. You don't really want to be alone, do you? Leave me. Leave me. And as I said before, I can't. The commander lady told me to come and bring you back. Can't disappoint a pretty lady. Why don't we go home and get things talked out?
I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to Earth. I don't want to go back to Cybertron. I don't want to go anywhere right now.
Why not? Raksha and the others can help you.
What? Raksha's gone. She should be leading the Autobots. Instead, I've condemned them. Raksha is gone. It's my fault she died. She should be leading the Decepticons. Instead, I've condemned them.
How many of these space liquor drinks did you have?
3.
3 bottles? 3 6-packs. But okay, that's it, sweetie. Me and Warp wouldn't do that on a good night. You shouldn't be on a bad one.
Warp. They're all gone now, aren't they?
Well, I'm still here, Artie. Me and Firak. And we got a new friend, too. Remember Sandstorm? He's our new mascot. We're still together. We ain't gonna leave you. If only I could keep a promise, it's not to leave you. Are my audio receptors deceiving me, or does that badass Decepticon actually have a soft side? Only for the beautiful ladies, I assure you.
You have found me as well. And if you let a word of this leak out, Shorty, I will shove your head so far up your tailpipe, you'll need to disassemble your catalytic converter to brush your teeth.
You're gonna have one hell of a hangover, Artie. Night Spike. Prep the little revenge. Are all primes like this? When Artie was overwhelmed, she used to get drunk.
I didn't want this. I just want to find Hot Rod and have things go back to normal. But that's not going to happen.
Any way to sober her up before we get back to Earth? Short of having her sleep it off? Probably not. Lord Night Megs. The mercenary is leaving the station, and the traitor Tallspike is with her. Anyone else, Scourge? 2 Autobots. Firak and one I've only seen in brief passing during last night's battle. What would Tallspike be doing with the Autobots after he freed Raksha and they both escaped together? Ugh. It seems she has ties with a mercenary, my lord. Did you find out why she was here? I believe so, my lord. It seems that the creation matrix is missing. Aha! That would explain why Magnus had the matrix. It wasn't that the boy gave it up willingly, even if he did. Good work, Scourge. Should I continue to follow them, my lord? Negative. We have other priorities right now. Anyway, this new prime will probably do our work for us anyway, by destroying the Autobots from within. My lord, I'll explain to you later what I mean. Return to me, my loyal Scourge. Of course, my lord. Lord Jyaxis. Some things never change.
Lord Jyaxis, is it really you? I had thought that cowardly dog Nightmegs destroyed you. Sidewinder brought back news that the Autobots thought you were still alive, but of course we didn't believe them until now.
Nightmegs cannot stop me, Night Racer. I simply managed to find someone who could provide me a new shell.
How do we know you're the real Jyaxis, hey?
I'm not Sidewinder, I'm Devcon. How do we know you're the real Jyaxis, eh? You need to practice tact, Devcon. But how do we really know you're Jyaxus? Silence, you fool. I know my love when I see him. I have a mission of utmost importance and require your help.
You needn't ask, my lord. We stand awaiting your orders.
We? What is the mission, sir?
Night Racer, as sensible as ever. The mission is simple, really. We reclaim the Decepticon army. Night Megs has been weakened considerably, and he and his minions have abandoned the other Decepticons. For now, our Decepticons are lost without direction. The Autobots are without a capable leader on Earth. And thus a successful attack on Autobot City is not impossible. With my brothers dead, I require subordinates who are loyal to my cause. As for you, my loyal love, I have a specific job for you, and one you'll especially enjoy. The new guy's staring at me.
The drunk chick is staring at me.
The new guy's mocking me.
Drunk chick can't take a joke.
Knock it off, both of you. Don't make me come back there.
I'll kick you in your skid plates. The new guy started it.
I did not.
I don't care. I'll end it.
You're walking home if you don't cut it out.
I'll hitchhike.
I need another drink.
No, you don't. Trust me, you don't.
Come on, Tallspike. Tell me you don't want to just get lost in the universe and no one can find you.
Sounds like fun, babe, but let's see if we can't get that burden off your chest before we get off to some wild adventure involving lots of naughty bits.
Yes, I'm in denial. Stupid Primus. Damned soldier boy had to be so Primus damned noble. It's all his fault, you know. No, it's mine. No one else but me. Always my fault. Everything's going so wrong. So completely wrong. Why me?
Well, I don't think any of us can answer that.
It's a burden I have to face. It's the only way to atone.
Atone? Artie, what you babbling about? Slot that, Artie. You don't need to atone for anything. Raksha will take care of things and we can do what we want.
How's that? It's not that simple, Tallspike. I wish I could show you the reasons why, but there's no word to describe it.
I wish I could show you the reasons why, because there's no words to describe it. Artie, you know I wouldn't be mean to you, but I don't know how else to say this. The Autobots won't follow a fallen prime.
I don't want them to follow me, which is why we should talk to Raksha.
Though you'd probably want us to do the talking since you're a bit tipsy. I need to find Hotshot. Get some rest, you and Redwing. You need to sober up. I'm braver when I'm drunk. Although I will admit, the more pressing concern is what we're going to tell Raksha about Sandstorm. And don't worry about me, I'll take all the blame. You could pass some of that off to me, too, if you want. After all, you can tell him I forced you to be our mascot, by gunpoint. I don't think that would work too well. Raksha did say that she wanted you to stay out about City, Sandstorm. She can kiss my shiny metal skid plates for all I care. I don't play the submissive refugee too well. You want revenge for what was done to your planet. I want justice, and it isn't going to happen through diplomacy. You know, not being one who likes confrontation, I'm forced to agree with Shorty. I mean, the dudes who wiped out his home planet also wiped out a Syrian colony, as well as Cygnus 7. Cygnus 7. Megatron himself never attempted to face Thunderwing on bad terms. Of course, I'm not exactly volunteering my services. I don't think we have much of a choice, Tallspike. Logically, those newcomers attacked Thunderwing's Decepticons, knowing what they were going up against. And from the combined reports, they destroyed the Pretenders just as mercilessly and effortlessly as they killed the Terrans and Syrians on SETI 8. And the Autobots of Paradron. And who knows how many races into the other planets the invaders have taken out already. By the speed, precision, and overall efficiency of their methods, they probably have been doing this for quite some time. Oh, I got an idea. Let's get lost. Get totally blitzed. And when they come for us, just spread the lead like it's no tomorrow. Hello!
What does that mean?
Incoming subspace message. Time to check the email? Okay, who wants to open it? I've a good idea what's on it.
Possible orders from command.
Or Raksha, you open it.
Oh, no, it's probably for Redwing.
I'm too drunk to open it. Firak, you have my permission to go ahead and play it.
Ah, so there, orders from your prime, Autobot. Obey or else. She's been primed for not even a full sol, and you're already her second in command. I thought being a Decepticon disqualified you from that position. Emerite Zeron. Who? What the hell does he want? He requests your presence immediately on Cybertron. He wishes to discuss matters of utmost importance.
Tell that holy roller to take a number. We're going to Earth first.
I love it when you get forceful. Emerite Zeron is head of the Covenant of Primus. His popularity on Cybertron is, well, rather mixed. Primus? Supposedly our god and creator. Of course, after the Quintessons reared all 5 of their ugly faces and revealed that they were the ones who actually created our forefathers, the religion pretty much collapsed, leaving only the truly devout. Or something like that. Let her rest. We have a couple of cycles before we enter Terran space. I take it Primus had something to do with Prime. Primus was said to have passed the Matrix to Prima, the first Prime. It's part of the mythos of Cybertron. Well, I can see why the religion died out. Primus chose a lush this time around. We're all flawed in some way, Sandstorm. No Prime was ever perfect. Optimus was considered naive, too trusting at times, and he yelled and is still thought as the greatest Prime. And it's said that Sentinel Prime was a trigger-happy hard-ass. I don't think I really need to say this, Sky, but taking into consideration that no Prime has ever died peacefully from old age in his sleep. But I guess we're going to Earth again. And then I guess we're going to Earth again. I'll be leafing through the old man's porn discs out back if you need me. Hooah! I'm all right. Hey, this here slash fiction. It's got like he was a furry. Oh dear. Oh my. Slash fiction.
How goes the construction?
The geothermal vents here will provide enough power for what systems we could salvage. I'm not totally confident that the conduits will hold just yet. They won't, not if we have to put a lot of power through them. When we get a chance, we'll double them up, and then they'll be okay. How much time do you need? We've got bare bones defenses now, but I'll need a week or so to get everything just at par. We're not going to have a week, Cup. I know, but I don't think I can manage anything better. This place is a mess with scrap metal and electronic systems thrown all about. The remains of the Echelon have been laid bare, ready to be kit-bashed into a new line of defenses. Heh, do what you can, Cup. I have faith in you. Yeah, but faith alone's just not gonna cut. A chance? Yeah, we got a chance. Have you ever a betting bot? You don't want to hear the odds. Let's just hope the Decepticons keep themselves busy. Follow me. Roger.
I wasn't sure you'd still come. I know what happened to the Jointrons.
Not a bad thing from my point of view, considering they wanted to kill me. But I shouldn't meet you. Megs is already tightening the leash. If you knew...
I know.
You're siding with the maximal bots, more and more. How long will it be before we have to consider you an enemy?
You don't even know what you're threatening here. Destroying a race and changing time. Do you even care?
Considering how well things worked out for me and the Decepticons, I'm not too upset about changing things. No. I do love you, even if she loves you too. Thousands of femmes have told me that in my time. I don't even remember them all. I never really listened to them. So why do you listen now? I have my own plans, and they don't involve you, Red Wing. They can't.
You could change your plans.
This isn't a game, Red Wing. What I want must come first. Just don't stand in my way.
Too bad neither of us know what you want.
Careless fool. He's tired, Megs. He shouldn't be working this low on power. The Maximals haven't stopped working. If you're so worried about them, why didn't you let us finish them off when we had a chance? Questioning me, Metalhawk. You're abusing me again. You better damn well believe that I'm questioning you. The Maximals still have the heart of Cybertron.
What? I want the heart of Cybertron. If the maximal bots are destroyed completely, then I risk losing it. You denied us a victory for that thing. That thing is the most powerful source of energon this planet has to offer. And it also cannot be controlled, Megs. It was driving even you insane. That was the Angle Maw, the dark energon of Unicron. It was the power. It was more powerful than any single Transformer is supposed to have. It was the Angle Maw, or the heart of Cybertron. It was too much for you. You couldn't. Would you prefer the Maximals keep it? Is that what you would prefer, Metalhawk? Right now, I'm not sure. You overstep, Autoroller. I'll have no part of this night, Megs. Neither will my men. I won't have them harmed for this mad pursuit. Very well, Metalhawk. You and your crew are dismissed for the moment. The Flyers will do my bidding. You doom yourself, Megs. You doom us all. Get in there.
I can't believe we're on a fetching mission.
We should finish the Maximals and get this trinket at our leisure. This trinket could give the Maximal bots an advantage if they decided to actually use it.
Yes, they discovered my ruse and took command back from me when they got here. Oh well. I mean, I had the power of mind wipe and all that. Yes, when it wore off, yeah, they turned on me. And furthermore, if they use this trinket, they'll be just like Megs. I don't care if Megs gets the thing or not. I just want another shot at Maximal Bot hides.
You'll get what you want, then. Maximal bot energy signatures are dead ahead. They're coming from the ruined ship. A fitting place for them to die. Separate and attack. Roger. Pew, pew, pew. Keep up the attack. We need a way in. My grandfather's dying wish. Not now, hotshot. Status report. It's a good thing I kept the shields up.
What about the other Flyers?
Looks like they're holding back. Get Hotlink and Novastorm awake and up here. How can anyone sleep through this? Yeah, we're awake. BB, pull away now. Knock down the shield. The shields are slipping. They're not fully powered yet. We've overloaded the circuit. Cap? We just started outfitting the base. I wasn't prepared for combat, you know. We're almost through. The circuits are overloading. We'll burn them out in a few. Turn them off. Turn the shields off. What? There's only 4 out there. The rest must have taken off. Jaxus, go in and get it. You'll have the glory for yourself, sir. Of course I will. Decepticons. Predacons. Advance. Stealth mission. Acquire the item.
I have found it. Come with me.
Jaxus's bots got inside. This is pointless. We're not doing anything.
At least we're keeping them pinned down.
Keep focused, Maximal bots. Next time one of those Predacons shows their face, shoot him.
I've been trying to do that, Hotlink. Why don't you tell them to cooperate?
They're here.
Only one guard. I'm disappointed.
You'll have to get through me first. Oh, what do you think I want, Novastorm? You're here for the Jointrons. Those 3? Afraid not. Keep him busy. With pleasure. I'm not dead yet. We have the item. It's in my chest. Yes. No, you can't.
Never turn your back on a Decepticon.
I'll have to take that thing out of you later. Let's go. You're not getting away this time. No, Decepticon traitor. What are you doing? We're both traitors to the cause. He can't have the device. No one can. Oh, let's just prime. Now, before he blows up. Decepticons, Predacons, abandoned ship. Before he blows up. Ah! Are you all right, Nova Storm? Speak to me. That was dumb, but fun.
Idiot Maximalbots. You blew it up. It's probably for the best. We're pulling out.
You're not going to get away that easily.
You want to bet? How bad is it?
You'll be all right. Probably hurts like pits, though.
Yeah.
Well, Jyaxis seemingly blew himself up for what was just an explosive. Decepticons don't know it weren't nothing. Well, it weren't the heart of Cybertron anyway. It was a cheap fake. What happened to the explosion?
The traitor Novastorm, he shot it.
The most powerful Decepticon energy source in existence, and you let it be destroyed? Well, he was a Decepticon. Well, he didn't let him. Did it on his own. You're better off without it anyway. Sir, what are your orders?
Fools, we used that weapon.
Well, if it's any consolation, if the Autocons found that on my ship, on my bridge in the collection, it was probably a fake knockoff anyway. Most of my stuff is, actually. Yeah.
What are you saying? Oh well.
I shot at Jyaxis and must have hit the heart of Cybertron instead. It exploded. I understand. What's important is that we're all still here. Give or take a few pieces. But I couldn't keep it safe, and Jyaxis knew exactly where to find it. I failed. Don't be hard on yourself, Nova Storm. There's no way we could have hidden an energy source that big from Jyaxis. And you did what you could.
At least the Preds don't have it. I suppose.
It's better that it's destroyed than let Megs get a hold of it. Get yourself prepared, Nova Storm. Cup, you and the others and Hotshot get to work on the base.
More fun in games.
That really wasn't the heart of Cybertron. It was a fake. I mean, come on. The explosion would have blown the ship to bits and us with it. Saying Jyaxis blew himself up, somehow he's still alive? Probably more like he knew it was a fake and fled in the explosion.
I wasn't sure if you'd be here.
You shouldn't be here. Clever of you, faking the heart's destruction. Would you rather I turn it over tonight, Megs?
No, it was the best thing to do, even if it does fit in with some evil agenda of yours.
I'm mortal now.
So am I. It's what Alicon and I traded just to be here.
The immortal part of my spark created Megs. Why? How could I do that?
It wasn't you, Jyaxis. It was something else. I don't know what.
I think I know. Matrix, help me if I'm right.
I'm here. I'll always be here.
Wait a minute. This is a fake. Ah. I should have known. Oh. This was one of Raksha's trinkets, wasn't it? I should have known. So what you're saying is that you're afraid. I am not afraid. Then why aren't you signing up for the shuttle piloting session? Come on, it'll be fun. You're always talking so much about learning new stuff.
I just don't want to be aboard any shuttle for your maiden voyage.
Afraid my act will be too dazzling for you?
More like being afraid that the fiery explosion consuming our shuttle would be too dazzling to walk away from.
Now quit squirming about. Well, yes, ma'am.
Well, it's not respect, but it's a start. What happened to you this time?
The Decepticons got lucky while I was out on patrol with Nighthawk. They ambushed us out by the Cybertron highway.
Let me guess. The other guy looks a lot worse, right?
Do I detect some sarcasm in your voice? The evidence speaks for itself. I'm here. And the cons ran home. But I'm not too hurt to learn how to pilot a shuttle. We're back to that again. Paradron chassis. Since when do you pass up a chance to have some fun?
Ultra Magnus wants me to check out the malfunctioning surveillance dish. Alita 1 has a meeting planned, and Firestar wants to teach me some self-defense moves.
Sounds suspiciously like somebody's starting to act responsible. Never. So come on then.
Why are you so fired up about getting me to try this?
I just want your company, Chassis, that's all. Oh, drop the act. What's the real reason? Cup doesn't want to waste the resources on a training flight unless we have at least 4 students ready to go.
Let me guess. The present class is 3.
That's the genius of yours. Signs who?
You better believe it. Who are the other 2 victims?
Nightshade and Devcon. Nightshade, that settled it. No way. Come on, it won't be that bad. You want to get killed. Oh, Nightshade's not going to kill anybody. She just gets a little eager sometimes. But can be careful when she puts her mind to it.
I'm more worried about the damage she can do when she forgets to put her mind to it.
I've heard the same about you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Let's just say that some of the other medics get more patience than you.
Okay, I get a little distracted sometimes, but I've never hurt anybody.
What about the flamethrower that melted down inside Firestar? She knew it was a test version when I installed it. And this really isn't doing much to convince me to help you with your idea. I know, but you gotta come, Paratron. It'll be fun. And it's a chance to try something new, right? Everyone else has already said no.
Everyone else? I see I'm the companion of last resort, am I?
Figure of speech?
Well, that's okay, since everyone else said no.
You're enjoying yourself far too much.
Since you'll miss my sparkling company so much, okay, I'll go for it.
You mean it?
Yeah, sure, it could be fun. But you need at least one competent person along.
Who would that be?
I don't have to take pity from you.
I promise you, you won't regret it.
What if you get if you're wrong?
My undying servitude? That's not a prize. Thank you. And with that crushing blow to my ego, I'm going to tell Cup that we'll have a full crew for the piloting mission. Yes, see you later, Hotshot. Bye, Chassis.
Paradron, are you sure this is something you really want to do? You don't have much experience. I know, but how can I learn if I don't try? It didn't sound very safe, which is why I didn't want to do it. Who else is going on the training flight? Cup is the instructor, I'm going, the RC kid is going, Hotshot, and I guess, Devcon and you?
You 3? You're a wrecking crew. Huh, Devcon especially. When they all get together. You 3, you're a wrecking crew. Especially when the 3 of you get together. You should have seen them in the commissary the other day.
I saw it. And you know how hard it is to clean up a paint spill like that? I hear they're going to be scraping magenta off the walls for weeks. That's just the kind of influence we need. How did you think you should wait this one out, Chassis? I don't think it'll help, unless Hotshot finds a 4th person for that training flight. Cup won't take the shuttle up. If we want them to go without her, we'll have to find someone else to take her place. Go ahead and talk about me. It's obvious I'm not really here. We're just worried about you, Paradron. I know that you want to make friends, but that doesn't mean you have to do things that you might otherwise decline to do. It just doesn't sound like you're doing this for yourself.
He's doing it for Hotshot.
He asked me for a favor, and it sounded like fun, so I agreed. What's your problem with that?
You're so clueless. Nova Storm, that's enough.
We can't tell you not to go, if it's what you want, but for Primus's sake, be careful.
Great.
I want you to get in some practice on the simulator first. One of those boys might crash the shuttle, but you won't.
Yes, Night Racer. And stop that. Yes, Raksha. Stop encouraging you. Yes, Raksha. Yes, Raksha.
I give up on you all. That was too much to take. Okay. You go practice on the simulator. The rest of us can handle the boring parts without you. If you say so, Alicon.
Hey, Paradron. A clear day on Cybertron and no sign of cons. All set to blast off? Yes, all set. Great day to go out and see the universe. Hey, guys, yeah. Okay, kids, it's time to go. Is there a problem?
No, I was just doing a visual flight check. Yeah.
Good thinking. Good to see that someone's been keeping track of procedure. Thank you, sir. Since you're at the controls, and she was the only one to remember to do the visual prelims, you can take us through the pre-flight verification procedure hotshot. The rest of you, take your seats and watch the monitors. You'll need to follow along with us, too. Engines are go. Energon levels nominal. Weapons systems online. Flight pattern confirmed. All systems check out, Cup. Let's rock and roll. Rock and roll. Let's run through the safety protocol. What's our first step?
Check that the engines are in vertical takeoff position, and engage power and increase throttle until the critical threshold is reached.
RC Kid next.
Release safety clamps and open engine vents.
Paradron, how do we control the ascent?
Keep an optic on the altimeter at all times, adjusting the throttle as necessary to compensate for diminishing gravity, distance from the ground, and atmospheric conditions.
Hotshot, you perform the takeoff. Takeoff in 3, 2, 1, vents open.
What was that?
Feels like my legs just rammed through my neck. You have to keep watching the throttle, lad. You open the jets without keeping up the thrust and you'll stall. Try again. Right, preparing for liftoff.
Great job, lad.
We're in space, the stars, and nothingness. We're in space, the stars, nothingness.
What's wrong with you? First time in a shuttle, eh? What kind of spacey, I know how you must feel. I've seen this before with other tunnel fighters. See, you get used to being closed in, and now you can't take all the space.
She's scared of space?
As scared as you be in a tunnel too small to stand up in.
Not scared. Not scared.
It won't be the first or the last time to be afraid, girl. Most of the time, it's good for you. Keeps you out of trouble. Some bots I know could use more of that. Sometimes it's just for the unknown. Times like that, you gotta face it and beat it. Yeah, if you're scared now, you must have fun cards. I know there's a lot of space out there, but the shuttle will protect us. And once you take a good look at it, you'll see that it's not all empty. There's galaxies and nebulas and planets out there. Why, I remember being out by the Antraxian cluster one time. Not now, Cub.
Thanks, guys. Sorry about that. Well, no reason to be sorry.
Do you need to go back to Cybertron?
No, I'll be fine. Just give me a minute.
All right, then, take your time. Yeah, we can handle it for now. Why did you say something before?
I didn't want to miss out on the lesson.
There are things. Up the throttle like that. I told you not to change orbits until Cup said. But I want to know what's going on. Why you didn't listen? Ma.
Your yammering has blown my patience circuit.
Both of you shut up. I don't care who caused what. I want a status report.
We're heading off on a vector of 259er for the Galactic Standard Plane.
That can't be right. I'll handle this. Everyone back to your stations. What'd you do? Leave the throttle on when you fought?
I thought I was turning it off.
Never turn it off in the first place. Andy, the computer will take a few minutes to recalibrate and determine our exact position. In the meantime, it's a chance to test your navigational skills. We're in an unknown location, and let's say the nav is down. What's next?
Find recognizable astronomical phenomenon and use their placement and relative size to triangulate our position.
What if the view screen is out? Well, it's only opaque because of the polarization level. You can see right out of it like it's a window. That's why it's the shuttle's weakest point. There's a planet down there.
We're still in the Cybertron solar system, right? We're still in...
What planet is that? Do we know if it comes? Earth-like planet. Maybe we should try to hail it.
No response. It's like there's no one down there.
Maybe the comms are messed up. I guess we're on our own. Guess that's the sum of it, lass.
The computer should be finished calculating any time now.
I think I see something. It's coming toward us. It's an incoming asteroid. Closing in fast. Get us out of here. Targeting laser batteries. Prepare for impact. Firing. Laser batteries armed. Fire. Uh-oh. It hit us. We're going down. Try to land. Dun, 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 dun.
Hotshot, are you okay now?
Yeah, thanks.
Looks like you got lucky too. Nothing too serious to patch up though. You got a lot of misfiring motor circuits right now.
I can feel every one of them.
I'll be fixed up in a few minutes. Now be still. I'll be fixed up in a few minutes. We have to find the others. We will, but you're in no condition to start searching. Silly me. Got up to help you. You may need the skill around here. I'm used to recycling and being creative, I guess. You may need that skill around here. Come on, let's go find the shuttle.
Are you sure this is the right way? Are you sure? I think
We're being watched by a big bug.
This would be a great spot for a big fight. On Earth, ants seldom act alone, or spider.
We should hide in that cavern. We'll never fit in there.
Yeah, we will. It'll be a tight fit, but we will.
Sounds like there's more of her, but maybe there's just the one. No telling how many of those spider ladies there are.
So much for Rod. Is the tree moving or something?
I want to get out of this thing and fight the group. What if there's more than one of her?
Guys, stop with the impulses. You're like me back on the ship.
I'm not afraid of it. No.
Stop it. You want that creature to come in here?
Just relax and trust me. You're not really trying to make us feel better.
See if I try to help you again, ingrate.
It's been quiet for a little while. Any sign of that bug?
Nothing I can see, but we probably ought to keep to the trees instead of making ourselves a nice target in the clearing area.
Brilliant minds think alike. I don't like it. It's too quiet out there. That's what I was thinking. I don't think we'll see anything more from here. Better take our chances and check it out.
I'll go first. My camouflage is just a bit better than yours.
Yeah. Someday we'll crash on the red and yellow planet. Regret that remark. Somebody's coming. This time can I go on, check?
It's Kid RC and Cup.
Thank the Matrix, it's you guys.
Wildlife. Beast robots.
Scrapped a few of them myself, but we're lucky we got away. We're not deadly creatures, we're Maximals. We crashed here too. Gotta get off this rock. There's other weird things out here that could get us. Together we can combine our forces and get off this planet.
Yes, your young officers are rather easily freaked out. It is amusing. Yes.
Yes, most amusing. You crashed here too. You're not inhabitants. Well, want to get off this rock?
We can fix the ship with parts from their ship, I guess. Try to get off the rock. And I can fix up the others while I'm at it. Well, at least let's get started.
Come on, Cup and Kid RC. Let's get off this planet. We should fly out and find the ship. Your ship is over that way.
I see. There it is. Let's get on board. I'm all for protecting the environment, but right now I'm for protecting my own ass.
The crude energon adjustments are complete. Prepare to launch. Well said.
What she means is we might make a mess getting out of here.
Chassis, if this bucket of bolts is ready to fly, it's your turn at the controls. What, sir? I made you fly, and you made me climb in a hole. All right, we're even.
Systems are normal. Prepare for liftoff.
Fine. Just get us off this dirt ball.
Hey guys, remember that asteroid that hit us on the way coming in here?
How could we forget?
It's got friends. Hang on tight.
Keep concentration. Uh-oh. I'm gonna be sick, I know it.
We're out of the asteroid field.
Where'd you learn how to fly a shuttle like that? Like what? Like a crazy lunatic, that's what.
Are you kidding? People on Earth used to pay money for rides like this. I want the spinning to stop. I got us here in one piece, didn't I?
Well, that's debatable.
Don't antagonize her, Hotshot.
Now, can you take this down good, or we're gonna crash again? Bring us in nice and easy. I've got it.
Any landing you can walk away from is a good one.
Good work there, kids. You all passed. But you still have to figure out how to actually do that without crashing next time. Yeah. You passed. That's the important thing. Thank you, Cup. What in the name of Optimus Prime is going on here? I don't understand how we come in here all of a sudden. You're in here and we're all here and a bunch of us are back there. Wasn't one of them Wrath Planet stories, was it? Wasn't all a dream, because that'd be stupid. It's like we lived these events. These events happened in our timelines. Our timelines converged at this point. Where are we? Are we within the Matrix or something?
Yes. If this was merely wrath, it would be more bizarre and pathetic, and also, they wouldn't just make me have to later go to the robotic 12 steps program or something. What is going on? Could possibly be in charge of this whole thing.
Wait, I'm still here. Though I had all those space girlfriends. This is most peculiar. Don't understand. What timeline is this? Or is it all the timelines?
We seem to be part of someone's elaborate game, perhaps a multi-user shared hallucination, a mush, or a lexicon, or a legacy. What are we exactly? I do not know. But part of me met the Calcatster. Why would I remember that? He came to see my snake show at a convention. It's rather amusing to me.
Well, it still would appear to be Cybertron, but then that weird other planet that's in a similar system is also there. Not sure what's going on here. The cadets are fine, though. They're back on the ship. Landed there. Kind of vaguely looked like the mothership that Raksha came in on. Yeah. But it was, of course, much smaller. Yeah.
Yes, the Echelon. I stole it from the Robotech people in 2408. It seemed like it was not that long ago, either. Maybe it still is 2408. In which case, it's a little after the Beast Machine saga. Yes, that would make sense.
Welcome, Maximal Bots, Predacons, and Decepticons. I am Beast Rhinox, from the other timeline. Welcome to our little experiment. I am a Beast Wars character. I kind of resemble Rhinox, but don't worry about it. You've come here to witness an event, a changing, an evolution of your memories and personalities, all housed here within the Oracle. For this is not just a place that is transformed, it is a place of transformers. Much more than meets the eye.
Much more than meets the eye, indeed. Yes. You're on Cybertron. Welcome. I'm Strafe. And other things. You are free to return to your timeline, so stay here or go on adventures together. There are others like you out there. Maximal Bots, Predacons, Decepticons, Autobots. It makes it a little different. You're all Cybertronians, so transform your destiny. Be more than meets the eye. Yes.
Optimus Prime must still be out there. Yes, and Megatron. We sort of resemble the Bayverse version of Prime and Megs anyway.
Whatever this is, it'd be cool if it revealed itself at the last minute. It's the Oracle Room, deep within the planet Cybertron. This is an ancient and sacred place. They're defiling it.
Impressive. Some sort of massive computer system. Of course, it is a computer-driven planet. Wow, the Oracle of the Primes.
We must have all been resurrected by the Allspark. It's Maximal Bots and Predacon Decepticons. I am Elder Black Arachnia. Welcome to the Oracle. The place from which Transformers can commune with Vector Sigma and the Ancients, the Primes. You are on hallowed ground. We're all trans, and we're all Transformers. We've always wanted to say that. We don't actually have gender, but we pretend we do. And I am Regis Maximus, a Prime, or at least a visage of me. Welcome to the Oracle.
Wow, that's real cool. Yeah. Great Oracle, do you know our names? Our true names? We're Autobots and Decepticons.
Yes, I know your true name, Scout. Son of Turbo, son of Draconis Prime. You see, in this timeline, it is both 2026 and 2408.
What am I, true name?
You are a Megatron clone from the same dimension as Scout, adopted by the Decepticons as another Megatron. You're actually really a son of the Dark Energon of Unicron. Your true name is also a GoBot name. You are known as Crasher. That's interesting. You are trans. Very well, welcome. Welcome.
Wait a minute, I'm not Crasher. I'm that other guy. Wait a minute.
Actually, that explains a lot.
We should probably get out of here, though, before that thing gets mad or something. It might. There's Decepticons present. And Predacons.
Go, Transformers. You shall exist here in this timeline. And you shall go on time-space adventures. Because, of course, you cannot return to your own dimensions. It would screw up your timelines even worse. So rather, you will stay in this timeline, which is already askew. Try not to mess it up this time. I have spoken. Good day to you.
Let's get out of here before she changes her mind. Yes, to the Echelon. Autobots, transform and roll out! Decepticons, fly out.
So, Tallspike Prime, do you think the Decepticons will take over that Oracle place once we leave? I don't think so. I think the Primes have it covered. Besides, we couldn't guard it anyway. Let's get a move on. Let's go somewhere out there. Yeah. Hooah!
You're crazy, sir, but we like you. Yeah, he's kind of like one of those songs, like an earworm gets stuck in your head.
Well, yep. Well, let's go seek our destiny, just like Optimus Prime used to see. Maybe he's out there somewhere. You'll find him someday. That'd be interesting. And then we can report to him.
All automates ready.
I'm Tallspicus Prime, and I send this message to all the Transformers out there that may be lost, like us lost light characters of this here other era. We're out here. You want to come find us? You know where to look. You can call.
Let's see what she's got.
Hope that cadet knows what she's doing. She might. I wouldn't worry about it. Well, I should send a message out to all the Transformers and Autocons and Goobits and Carters and all that stuff and tell them we're out here. Just in case they want to come looking us up. Call us up and then, we'll hang out or something. Well, anyway, this is the new century. The 25th century. Let's see what they've got. And also, it's kind of connected to the 21st. Not sure how that works. But that Oracle thing knew all about that. I'm not worried. Hooah! Let's get a move on then. Let's mosey on. Let's see your ship. Let's go. Fast. Let's go fast.